back with another Wednesday live stream. And today I have a very special guest, of course, my buddy Stan the Credit Frog, making an appearance on the channel. Stan, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Matt. Good to be here on the YouTubes and, of course, with you as well. Looking forward to a great conversation about, of course, our favorite topic of credit cards and feeling pretty good today. So, looking
Yeah,
forward to a
nice.
little discussion.
I know. I feel like I've talked to you so much the last like few days, which is it's spoiling me because we just got back from the meetup
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico, of course, and such a great time. I don't know about you, but that was like, in my opinion, the best meetup we've had so far, and they've all been great. So,
Yeah, I agree. Cesar did a phenomenal job
hmm
uh, organizing the meetup, and it was great to see all the creators, but also all the viewers that were there too. So, definitely, if you're down in the chat, let me know because it was really a great time, and it was wonderful for all of you guys to get out there and we just had a great time over the past, I would say, for me, 5 days. But some people were there for more or less, but it was a fantastic meetup, and I'm just getting back today, so it's still
nice.
fresh on my mind.
Yeah, that's great. I'll have to hear maybe a little bit more about what I missed because I was only able to go for a few days, just a weekend mainly. But let's go ahead and say hi to some folks that are in here. We have Ken. I don't know why it's showing up like that. He's a member of the
Ken,
channel, so he's showing off his card emojis, which is sweet. So Ken, thank you for being here. And of course, we got a mod in here, always showing some love
Ahmad.
in the chat. Raul, good evening, Spencer and Stan. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Raul.
And then we got Clinton here as well. Again, not pulling through the emojis.
You
So
know,
fun.
when I read Raul's comment, I was like, "Buenos noches," because I've been trying to practice my
Yeah.
Spanish while I was in Puerto Rico, and I've been trying to like just speak in Spanish, and I don't speak it at all. But
Yeah,
now in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, buenos, tardes for afternoon, buenos
I
or
know.
buenos dias for morning," and so it's, anyways, buenos for us, it's buenos tardes because I'm in California, but buenos
Oh yeah,
tardes, Raul.
yeah. You must be. How's your like schedule doing now? You literally just got back today, so you're 4 hours time difference already.
Yeah, I had some extra days because for my job I get some PTO, and so I just took the rest of the week off. Just because I had the extra
Nice.
days, and so that was a good decision because I just woke up at a leisurely time, went to the gym, and just hung out there, and then did some errands and that sort of thing, laundry, all the stuff you do when you get back from vacation, and have some
Yeah, I
time to
feel
kind
that.
of gear it back up until I go back to work. But that's why I'm able to do this weekday live stream at, for me, 4 p.m. because usually I'm at work, but today,
Yeah,
not so much.
perfect, perfect. Yeah, we have Dim in here as well, another channel member, always showing support in these live streams. So I really appreciate that.
Hello there.
Uh oh, we got a chain of frogs coming up
Got
in
a
the chat now,
frog.
Stan.
Credit frog. Yeah.
John is in here too. Hello, John. Let's see.
What's up?
Brennan saying welcome back. Yeah, that's kind of you're now a very sought after commodity here, Stan.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
showing your face on YouTube much, but how's everything going with that?
It's been good. I mean, like we talked about at Puerto Rico, I've been taking this time and spending this time trying to get my health back in check. And so far, it's been doing really well. I think I've lost a few pounds. I've put a lot of fat and converted that into muscle that I used to have, which has been good. And I feel a lot more energetic, and it's really helping out just my mood in general. So I've been doing really good. And like I said, for the past 4 or 5 months, I've been saying, okay, whenever I think about doing YouTube, I say no, go to the gym. And that's been
Yep.
a really good mindset for now. So now it's a matter of, now that I have a good gym routine, when's a good time to really incorporate or reincorporate the YouTube back into it?
Yeah, yeah. And we all want to see you, but it's one of those things we were talking about, like you said, how it's like that YouTube bug can bite you and man, it
Hmm.
sticks for a long time. So
Sure
it's like
does.
you can't go like halfway, I feel like.
Hey, I've been loving coming on these lives with all you guys, and it's because we all used to we all create together, and so
hmm
after doing this for 3.5 years, just taking a small sabbatical, it's good to just jump back in and just do the live streams, and it's like nothing's ever changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, it literally every time I see you, it feels like we're just right back where we were last time we talked, and
yeah.
very fortunate to know you as well as I do here. Let's see, we got speaking of that, Ahmad saying you're looking fit, which I do
Oh,
agree. Me
thank
and
you.
Stan, I
Appreciate it.
I was only there, like I said, in Puerto Rico for what, like 3 days, and the first morning that I was there, I guess Stan and I went to the gym. It's like first thing we did, or you did every
Good.
single day, I think, was that, and I only went
Yeah,
one day, but hey, Stan's in it.
it's more than zero.
Pyro, never another channel member here saying W health goals. Of course, of
Hmm.
course.
It's all good.
Awesome.
Very important.
So many good folks in here. Charvisio's in here as well. Charvis, Jinxie's too. Let's see. My gosh, there's actually so many folks just messaging.
Oh, my boy,
Speaking of,
Cesar. Cesar, the man, is here. We just talked about you, Cesar, about the beautiful meetup you made where you helped us get to for Puerto Rico. So thank you so much. It was beautiful and wonderful to see you and your family. So I hope you guys are also calming back down. And it's crazy to
yeah,
think that I didn't know it was 4 hours ahead from California. So
I
it's
know.
like evening over there now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess that's a really great point. Yeah, 8 p.m. over there.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got a few other folks in here. Andres as well. Frugal
Andres, good to
Dad
see you.
Finance. Another couple of folks we saw here. I guess
Richie,
Richie
good to
and his
see
wife.
you.
But
Richie was
let's
there at
go.
the meetup as well, and it was wonderful to
Mhm.
see you and the wife. And so I'm glad you made it back home. And again, great to see you here.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Richie again soon. He's coming to Austin within like the next month, so I'm gonna get
Oh,
to
fantastic.
hang out with him a bit more. Monty, awesome. Hey, Spencer and
Monty,
Stan,
good to see
definitely
you.
want to come through to next year's meetup. Yeah, next year's meetup. I hope we have more than one. That's my big goal next year. Is like let's
Yeah.
get the community to do more than just the one, so
Yeah.
everybody can kind of make some of them.
I think the new one will be announced relatively soon. And so just keep an eye
Hmm.
out. I think we use the Anthony Venture Discord as the kind of the meeting spot. So I think it'll be announced on that Discord at some point in the very
Yep.
near future.
Yeah, if y'all don't know Anthony's, channel or anything like that, which you should, go look at Anthony
Mhm.
Venture's channel and any of his video descriptions. He has his Discord in there, and then we have, um, yeah, like a separate channel for these meetups that we communicated with, through the whole weekend. Let's see here.
Nice.
Phil Mo's in the chat as well. Another person at the meetup.
Filmo, good to see you, man. Good to
Biggest
see
Chase
you.
lover.
I know, yes. Filmo's always working on a welcome offer. He's still working on a welcome offer. Last I checked with him too. So
Yep.
that guy.
Uh-huh. Luke's points and miles. Let's go.
Luke, Uncle Luke, good to see you, man. Hope your trip back was good and the snow is nice and fresh and white.
Yeah, I'll tell you, we don't have that here. It's in the 80s again in Texas. So I mean, I guess
Well,
same
I'll
in
tell you,
Puerto
we
Rico.
were in the pool and he was showing me on his phone that this is my house and this is like how it looks like. There's a bunch of snow there, so I was like, oh, well,
That's
better enjoy
crazy.
it while it lasts.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let's see
over
here. I
there.
saw a couple more folks that were in. Yeah, CJ. Here we go. CJ Bautista was there at the meetup with us too. So we got a lot
Yeah,
of folks
nice
that
to
were
meet
at
you,
the meetup
CJ.
in here
Yeah,
too.
CJ was awesome too. Great to see you, man.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. I think there's so many people chatting. I'm sorry, guys. We can't show them all. Of course, I want to go ahead and start diving into some content here, but I'll keep bringing up messages as we go throughout, as always. And as Cesar said right here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Of course, look at that. People always,
Thumbs
come
up.
in here and do the Lord's work for me. I'm not good at that kind of stuff, so thank you for that. All right. Yeah, Stan. So I think just to kind of go ahead and kick off our like just topics tonight, I'd be very surprised if at this point nobody or somebody hadn't heard of you, but I would love to just hear more about you for somebody that might not. So yeah.
Yeah, so I'm Stan. Most people know me as Stan the Credit Frog. That's my YouTube
Mhm.
channel. I have currently been taking about a 5-month now sabbatical. My last video was back in June. But before that, I was creating videos about direct credit cards for about 3.5 years. And I'm a really big fan of kind of all the changes and all the things that go on in the credit card community because there's always so many things to talk about. I think every creator has their own way of saying things, and is what makes us all really unique and really great to listen to because there's
Mm.
always so many points of view to consider when you're trying to develop your own credit card strategy. So my channel was really devoted to credit card strategies, more on the earning side, less on the redemption side. And so my setup has mostly been kind of a combined hybrid setup. It used to be more 50-50, but now it's really moving way more towards cashback than
Mm.
actually points and miles.
Nice. Yeah. So I guess also Stan is also a big inspiration to a lot of us. I saw here that Kirby mentioned right now that
Oh,
Stan was the biggest
awesome.
inspiration for them starting to make videos, which is really cool. But Stan is one of the, I guess I would say like one of the pioneers in this live stream space too. Whenever, he was posting videos consistently, he was doing a lot of live streams and making great like I guess you call them highlight videos from the lives, but just really well-structured lives. And we're a little bit more unstructured here and let the things kind of just go as they do. But hey,
That's
I'm just
fine.
trying
There's
to
all
become a
different
professional
kinds.
streamer.
All the
Exactly.
different kinds of ways to do it. There's
Yeah.
multiple ways to skin a fish, I think. I don't skin fish, by the way, so maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Bad
Done
analogy.
it a time or two. Chris saying my boy Stan looking fresh.
Oh, thanks, Chris. Good to see you here.
Yeah. And then David also said hello to you as well, Stan. I wanted to make sure we covered that.
Oh, hi,
Said you
David.
look
Good to
too.
see you, bud. Yeah,
Man,
doing well, thanks.
you're getting all the compliments tonight. That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think for a lot of folks out there, you just mentioned how you are, kind of transitioning more to that full cashback side. Whenever you were making videos consistently, we saw that shift kind of happen. And I would say that, cashback was a massive part of your just journey overall on the course of you having a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
During that time period, though, or I guess since that time period that you stopped, we've seen some really big nerfs to some of your favorite credit cards. And I kind of wanted to start maybe with that topic in mind. So, everybody saw the thumbnail. So those are a couple of cards we'll talk about. But I think the two biggest ones would be the US Bank Altitude Reserve and the Smartly card. Both of those were ones that you used very well. And I think inspired a lot of us to like go look at those cards because most people wouldn't. And they were amazing. But yeah, can you give a quick crash course, I guess, on maybe just each one of those and how you use them in combination and what's happened since then, basically?
Yeah, so quick crash course. US Bank had those two cards, Altitude Reserve and the Smartly. The Altitude Reserve, the reason why it was good is because it used to be, actually, I guess technically it still is, but it will be ending in December 15th, I
Mhm.
think. 3% or 3x points on mobile wallet purchases, unlimited. And then when you redeemed it in a certain way, being a real time reward situation, you get a 1.5x multiplier. So, really, if you just spent money on mobile wallet, and then redeem it the right way, it's 4.5% effective cash back for all your purchases, which is very good for a mobile wallet card. It does have an annual fee of, I forget it now. It's like uh
Was it
$400, excuse me.
375 or
It's
yeah, I was gonna
400.
say.
Yeah, and then 325 there was a travel and dining credit annual just one time, and it's very easy to use. So that was really just a $75 effective card for that, which is really really good. What happened with the US bar is they actually nerfed it, which, well, it was coming. But what they did was they
Mhm.
capped the MOA to about $5,000 a month, which isn't unreasonable. But the biggest hit was when they took out the 1.5x real time rewards redemption. That's no longer that anymore. It's just one. So now you
Mhm.
effectively have a 3x mobile wallet card, which is fine. Mobile wallet is like Apple Pay, Samsung Pay. And so we use that really for everything. So it's really a catch all category. The problem is that there's a lot of other 3x cards out there that have no annual fee, like the autograph card, for example. And there are others like the saver card. There are a lot of examples of no annual fee options that, even though they're not mobile wallet, they're like there's enough of them out there that you can really take a lot of them and have the same type of experience. Um, from my perspective. So the US bar, I loved it because it was a one card to rule them all. If you wanted to have like a catch-all card and use it for like travel and dining or whatever, like it was always that one card, and it was really, really great to have just that one card to do everything.
Mhm.
And so that was what happened with the US bar. And so now I think what I'll do before we talk about the smartly is I'll just
Yeah.
say what has been happening since I stopped YouTube so people understand like where I'm at with that card. And
Yeah.
so I had a post a couple of months ago where I'd said that I planned on, product change the card to the Altitude Connect. It was an annual fee of $400 that hit my account in October. Unfortunately, after the annual fee hit, I tried to product change the card and they did not let me. And so
Mm.
at this point, I had to cancel that card. So that card is no longer there. And I know a lot of people are in the same shoes as me, where their annual fee is coming up. They're considering whether or not to keep the card. Some of you are lucky because your statement close date or your annual fee anniversary date is after like December, so you'll hopefully get to hear about the transfer partners that are announced. I don't think it's going to be anything fantastic or anything like mind blowing, and so I was happy to take the risk to just cancel it altogether. One thing I want to mention is that it's important to use that $325 annual statement credit, travel dining credit before you cancel the card, and that credit is based on your card opening date, not your statement close date when you get hit with the annual fee. And so, for example, if I opened the card 2 years ago on like September 12th, and my statement close date is like September 5th, you have to wait till September 12th and after that to use the travel dining credit, because if you use it between the 5th and the 12th, it won't actually it won't actually code. It won't actually
Mm.
give you that travel dining credit back. So it's important to really know that difference between um, the opening date and the statement close date, because that's why some people were like, "Well, I got my annual fee posted my account. I use it with travel dining credit. It didn't populate. What happened? It's because you have to use it after that account opening date from when you first opened it. If you don't know it, Credit
Interesting.
Karma is great to use to get that account opening date from when you did it a couple years ago. You may not remember. And of course, you have 30, I think it's actually, they have 60 days for US Bank where
Oh,
you can
nice.
actually call in and they can give you a full refund of the $400 annual fee. So just a small tidbit for those of you who have that card in particular to keep that in mind.
Nice. Yeah, that's super helpful. That's
Yep.
what we love. So we've learned to love from Stan's channel and Stan's brain here is all those smaller tips that really add up over time, and especially on these cards that aren't as talked about on YouTube. I remember I had the US
Mhm.
Bank Altitude Reserve on my like, 5 cards like I really wanted to apply for, like all of those. Like, I had it on my roadmap for like a long term play, and then all of these changes have really just made it to where it's not as competitive by any stretch of the
Mhm.
means anymore, which is pretty sad. But I think US Bank kind of has a knack for that right now, it seems, because, or maybe not really a knack. It's just they've reached an audience now that really knows how to get the most value back from them, and that's
Mhm.
where we saw also the Smartly card get some nerfs to that one too, and that was another big part of your strategy, right?
Yes. Yes. So the thing with the Smartly card, which was really nice, was that you were able to do something similar to Bank of America, where you put 100K into the brokerage account, and that would count towards the way to make that card a 4% cashback unlimited on anything. And
Mhm.
that was before they nerfed it a couple months ago. Now it's just right now the webpage you're showing, it's just a dumb card. Just don't apply for it. It's just not worth it at all.
Mhm.
But before it was really good. And so people who grandfathered in from when it was first announced back in, I think, in October, November of last year, you either got a good letter or a bad letter, depending on, I guess, your usage or other factors. A good letter being that you could keep the 100K in the brokerage and still get 4% with a $10,000 limit per month. Or you got the bad letter where the 100,000 is only applicable in a checking account, which is stupid because no one would really do that, in my
Mhm.
opinion. Because why would you do that? So um, that was the kind of the good letter, bad letter. Fortunately, I got the good letter, and so now the card I still have it. It's 4% cash back, $10,000 a month. I don't get anywhere close to that, which is fine. You can't get 4% on education, so tuition, insurance,
Mhm.
or taxes anymore. It's very clear. And so a lot of people have been asking me, like, what do I use now for those categories? And for me, they've never really been big categories. They've been like
Yeah.
obviously bigger, but like not to the level of what others have used them for. I still use my Bank of America Unlimited Cash Rewards card at Platinum Honors level. So 2.625% cash back. Not the best, but that's what I would use for those three categories. But everything else, my catch-all card is still the US Bank Smartly. We'll see how long that lasts in at that
Yeah.
4% level.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, to be able to benefit from that, the grandfathering effect is really huge. So I wish I had. That's another one of
Yep.
those that I was like, okay, maybe long term. Once I have, because I think a lot of my audience maybe is a bit younger as well. Like we have,
Mhm.
of course, all different age brackets here, but I think a lot of folks my age, like that's why we don't really consider those U.S. bank cards or the Bank of America, is because we don't have those just that cash on hand yet. Like a lot of people are new into the work world, so yeah, I was like, oh, I'll get it one day, and here we are. One day is already
Yeah.
gone, but
Well, it's okay. It's all
while we
right.
were, yeah, exactly. While we were talking, we also got a super chat. So I want to make sure I call that out here
Hmm.
too from Mark. So thank you so much, Mark, for that. And he did ask a question for us. So we can
Thank you,
go ahead
Mark.
and read that off.
All right.
He said, would you have a premium travel card if you live in a rural area? It seems that only city folks can use much of the things that offset the annual fees. Stan, you want to start with that?
Yeah, so it depends on what rural area you're talking about. So uh, I would say if you are not traveling more than 4 times a year, I would not get a premium travel card. I would say every card is good for the first year, provided you get a welcome offer. So if you wanted to get a premium travel card for 1 year, you know that you could hit the MSR or the minimum spend requirement. Go ahead and do it. Just get the card and just have it for a year and just see if it's good for you. If it's working out with the credits, because they all have statement credits now, then that's great. But if you find that you're not using the credits, you're not using the card as much as you thought you would, you're not using the party pass or the lounge access or whatever, then I would just say at the first account anniversary date, just go ahead and close the card. Because in my opinion, as long as you get a good welcome offer on the card, which I know there's a lot now with that new Capital One Venture X one that's up there now, uh, you know, definitely you can just try it out and take them for a spin. I think we're getting away from and we'll probably go over this later on in the live stream too, Spencer. We're getting away from the era where you hold the Platinum, the Sapphire Reserve, and the Venture X. That was very popular a couple years ago, especially when we both started, Spencer, when doing videos. But
Mhm.
because of all the statement credits, all the increased annual fees, it's becoming less and less ideal to do that. And so you really have to pick a side. And so that's where the new strategies are coming in, which is so exciting because I want to talk about them, but I'm still kind of like trying to figure my life out. So as soon as I do that, then I can make some more videos about that. But there's so many exciting new strategies that we can think about because of the way that the credit card dynamic has shifted in the past
Mhm.
6 months.
Yeah, I completely agree. And again, I want to thank you, Mark, for leaving the super chat. That means a ton, and the support is yeah, it does not go unnoticed. But I want to make sure we address that a little bit further too. I can give my like take on it. I mean, to be honest, it's exactly what Stan just said, in my opinion too. For rural areas in general, it does. I think like a lot of questions can be answered by like a simple effective annual fee calculation. To be honest, like if you just sit down and you look at those credits and you look at the benefits and you calculate exactly what you would naturally use before like having the card, like what you just already spend money on, then that tells you whether or not you should get it. It's probably not, a good blanket statement to say that just like everybody in rural areas should not have a premium travel card because some people live in rural areas and then travel
Mhm.
all the time for work and you want that access and stuff like that. But in general, yeah, if you're just looking at the credits, it's going to be hard to do unless you're traveling to places where you could use them. So yeah, that'd be my take on that.
Mhm.
But thank you
Yeah,
again for that.
I agree.
Let's see. We had a couple other people join in real quick. Chad's Money Minutes, of course. Really
Yo,
missed him at the
Chad,
meetup.
how you doing, buddy?
Let's go. Let's see here. Son was talking here about whenever you were talking about the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve, that's
Mhm.
when they chimed in with this as well, saying that they'll be canceling next April.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward to seeing what they put as their transfer partners because it's supposed to be by the end of the year, but
Hmm.
we're getting
Yeah.
close to there where we haven't heard anything yet, so we'll see.
Yep. Lou joined in as well, saying salute to Stan.
Lou, good to see you.
Let's see here. We had a couple of other questions. First of all, Will, I appreciate the message. I guess I got my little chain out today. But yes, I agree. Um, let's see here. Jake is in here too. Jake Vander.
Ah, Jake, good to see you, man.
I've actually never tried to pronounce your last name out loud. How is it? Plague?
I just
What do
say
you think?
I say Vanderplug. I hope that's okay, but
Okay,
that's
well,
how I would say it in my chat. But
yeah, I've always
I
just
don't
stopped
know
at
if
the
that's
Jake
right
part,
or
I think.
not.
Oh, awesome. Points with Philip was here earlier too, saying so glad to see you both working together. Great content.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we saw Philip. Got a really funny video from Stan, actually, thanks to Stan, of me, Chase Yokoyama, and then points with Philip jumping off that float in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, that was
Um,
great.
yeah, it was such a
That was
great
fun
time.
times.
Alrighty. And then Matt is another channel member, big supporter. I think I actually told you, Stan, about Matt while we were at the meetup because Matt is the one that got me
Ah.
into the Delta Sky Club in Austin before I
Oh,
left.
awesome.
And yeah, great guy. And unfortunately missed him at the meetup as well, but
Yeah.
maybe next year.
Well, I mean, there was some more drinking than we put on, but
Yeah.
but we're doing good right now.
Yeah, I'm a few days removed. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Back to what we were talking about here. Clinton said, I live in an area with 2 million people in the metro, not exactly small, and the premium card benefits aren't so great here either. Another,
Mhm.
yeah, another solid point. It's so like this whole game is so subjective. It's really hard to like give blanket statements on this stuff, but
Yeah, that's when you start to separate into airline and hotel cards based on your own individual travel needs.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Philip, that video. Yeah, you can text me or Stan, I guess, and I'll shoot it to you after this whenever we're done.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I think
it's a great video.
he cannonballed. Yeah,
Yeah,
he just
he did.
cannonballed. Yeah,
Yeah, and we had Brady
that
and
was good.
Brady
Alex,
and his brother, yeah, and Alex
yeah,
did like a jump off it as well. It was just
they
so
jumped
awkward.
it.
I'd
I
show
want to say
y'all,
Chase
but
did a flip. I think Chase did the flip.
yeah.
He
Oh yeah,
flipped
me
off
and
it.
Chase
Yeah,
had the
that's right.
back-to-back flips there. It was
That's
beautiful.
right.
It was really a sight to see.
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right, let's see here. So we kind of covered the two main cards that I think, well, I guess the Smartly card hasn't really been nerfed for your situation, but
Hmm.
still overall nerf to the ecosystem in general. Um, what are some other, I guess, big changes that have happened in your setup since you've, I guess, talked last on YouTube?
Yeah. So one other thing is, I before after I left, the Amex Platinum got refreshed, and I was wondering if I was going to keep or cancel that card. Actually, I was really impressed with the refresh. I thought it was
Yeah.
really well done. I don't like the extra $100, but they really did a good job keeping everything the same and adding like more things that are actually quite beneficial, like that Resi credit and the Lululemon credit. Even though I don't necessarily do those things, like I can kind of make it work, and so I thought that was cool. The only issue is that my Amex Platinum card is the Morgan Stanley version, and so that's actually one of the cards that kind of helped jumpstart my channel when I was just starting it out, because I made a how-to guide on how to get that card, because that card gives you an annual fee rebate as well as a free authorized user. It still does that, but it's just not as worth it anymore. I still have the car for that one free authorized user, because right now that's a $195 free benefit, which is great. But the way you got in back then was there was this investing account called the Access Investing Account that you could use with Morgan Stanley to satisfy the investment account relationship with them. And it was like a very easy, like minimum $5,000 put into brokerage. It's like a robo investor situation, and it was fine. But recently, over the past several months, they have announced that that account, the Access Investing account, is going away. And so that was, for a lot of us, what we were keeping our Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum account open with. And so now that it's going away and they're forcing you to move it somewhere else, either out of Morgan Stanley or keeping it with Morgan Stanley, the problem is there's no other cheap account, and from what I understand, that you can do that with. A lot of their accounts, you need like 100K plus, you have a high advisory fee. And so having that card, if you don't really bank with Morgan Stanley, is no longer a thing. They're giving you like until early 2026 to figure it out. But the problem is, I'm probably not going to leave my money with them if they're going to ask for that kind of account to maintain. And so
Mhm.
I think it may have a natural end to that platinum card, which puts me in a weird situation, because one of the things I love about Hilton is the Hilton Gold status for that food and beverage credit. And that's the only thing right now keeping my Hilton Gold status alive. I certainly want to get the Surpass for sure, but right
Yeah.
now I only have the Amex Hilton regular. I'm kind of at a standstill with credit cards because in the middle of applying, or I'm in the middle of buying a house, and so I'm in the mortgage process, and so we can't really do anything with getting new cards. So hopefully I can get a house before I they close my platinum card, or hopefully keep it open. I don't know, but I would imagine
Right.
that if that account goes away, they probably won't, and I'll see what happens with that. But hopefully I can keep it open as long as I can. And after that happens, we'll have to see what happens, because that platinum card is my primary premium travel card. So I am definitely Team Amex. I've never had a Chase Sapphire Reserve. I've never had a Capital Adventure X. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just so many like sometimes we see these like little changes happen in this space, right? And to a lot of people, it's very small. It's like, oh, whatever, they're just barely changing the terms. But in your situation here, this could literally be, now taking away your platinum card that you've used for years. And it's like, okay,
Yep.
well, now your option is basically to add a new platinum card, like you said, and then it's going to
Mhm.
be now it's going to mess with your. Well, I guess you won't get a hard pull for it, so maybe it's worth
Well, this
considering.
is
But
what's gonna end up
still,
happening, because I've already done the green, gold, platinum ladder.
hmm
Back when I did it, it wasn't a ladder, but now it's, as we know, it's a ladder. You have to do the green, gold, platinum to get the welcome offer. My
yeah,
wife has never had the green, gold, or platinum, and so if I get my platinum axed, she's gonna go green, gold, platinum all the way up. And
okay,
the good thing with the green is that it gets that clear credit. Like, I know clear is a kind of a side tangent, but clear has been so helpful over the past 6 months or so. I don't know if any of you in the chat have had the experience, but like the TSA pre-check line has gotten a lot longer. It's not because of the shutdown; it's because of just in general, there's a lot more people in pre-check, and so I almost always use Clear at the airports. And because I go to airports at 4 to 6 times a month, for me that adds up very quickly, and so it's been
yeah,
very, very helpful for me. So at least going back to the green card, it has that Clear credit, making that 150 annual fee just basically gone immediately, because I do
right.
use it on a regular basis. I still actually would pay for that service even without the credit, but fortunately, Amex doesn't give it to you.
Nice. Yeah, that's I think actually somewhat unique position. I don't know. It kind of depends on your home airport. I've seen too. Like in Austin, like it really. I mean, unless there's something really wrong going on at the airport, I've never had issues getting in under like 10 minutes. So it's like for me, it's not I guess extremely useful except in other airports. But people like if you can use it and it's very valuable to you, that's like awesome. If I had it, of course I would get it. Right.
I
But
think it also depends also how you travel. Like, I travel for business
right.
often. I do vacation. So business, I like, for example, I leave on Sunday and I like leave on Friday, right? And so that's like
hmm
when business travels like typically like leave in
Right.
the evening. And so I think that also adds to why it's so popular during those times. In addition to whatever people are doing for traveling for their holidays or what have you. And so
Hmm.
the more you go to the airport, I think the more clear is worth it. I think that's
Right.
just by design. And so, anyways, it's been really good for me. It used to like be like, why do I clear? Like pre-check is the same, like doesn't really
Yeah.
matter. But I have noticed over the past 3 or 4 months that it's saved my butt like a lot.
That's good to
And
know.
so
Yeah.
there's that. And
Yeah.
also, you're right though. It depends on the airport that you're in.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can't like go wrong with it. I think wherever I like run into like not issues with it, but like I just don't know if I would count it in lowering my effective annual fee. But I also haven't used it yet, so maybe once I used it and like tested, I'd be like, oh wait, I would pay for this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's kind of I feel like I mean, it's actually one of the reasons why I'm very strongly considering getting like a platinum and testing out all
Hmm.
these benefits and just
Yeah.
seeing what fits my lifestyle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I did get another super chat here, which is awesome. I bring that up too. For some
Amazing.
reason, this is the only way I can show it, but here. We got one from Sun saying, "Hey Stan, I will be
Oh
in Thailand
yes.
for the new year flying Starlux business class."
That's fantastic, son. I know you and I have been talking about the time when they were doing the sale for Starlux, and I hope you are talking about the 75K Alaska miles to Starlux because that's some solid work there.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm really jealous because I really, really, really want to fly on Starlux one day,
Mhm.
but I go to Asia so infrequently that it's just not going to be in the near future.
Yeah.
I will say though, I did recently book a trip to Singapore next year. Before the devaluation on Singapore Airlines, there was a I did it for like 128,500 to go to Singapore and then stop over to Bangkok as well. So that one
Wow.
for me, one for my wife. So I think it was a total of 350 something K for a one way business, two one way business class flights from LA to Singapore, Singapore to Bangkok. And so that's gonna be really great. But son, that's awesome. I can't hope you have a great time during that time. And I
Yeah.
know that it's the winter time, so it'll just be hot. For
Right.
Thailand, if you don't know, Thailand there's hot, hotter, and hottest. There's no other like way to do the weather there. So
Yeah. That's so cool though. I mean, that's putting all this points and miles knowledge to good use. So, and thank
yeah,
you for the super chat again. That really means a lot. Um, okay,
amazing.
cool. Let's get back to this real quick. I saw a couple things I wanted to show you in this chat here. Mm-mm-mm. Juan did join here. Juan Garcia,
Oh,
another member of the channel.
Juan from the MIA.
Mhm, mhm.
Awesome. Good to see you, man. It's great to meet you in Puerto Rico, and I appreciate the Espanol because the Espanol for me was tough, but he was there at some clutch moments, and so I appreciate that.
Yep. Yeah, I know showing up for the first dinner and, like, I literally got off the plane and I texted Stan like, "Hey, I just got here to my hotel," and he's like, "Oh, we just ordered food at this restaurant," like, sent me the address, run over there,
Yeah.
immediately see Juan and all the other guys hanging out
It
there,
was it
and
was cool because like you were like I could walk there because you were staying
yeah,
at the other hotel, so it was nice that it was a convenient thing that you were right around there.
I know, that was all perfectly, uh, I guess just lucky, honestly, but yeah, that
Yeah.
was I would love to be able to stay with y'all next year though, because that y'all were at the Hilton
Mhm.
Caribe, and that was a beautiful property. Like, all the videos I have from the hotel views are from y'all's hotel because it was so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
next year we'll do it.
yeah. Cesar saying
Hilton
that Hilton
Gold.
Gold status is great.
Yeah, have you hear about
Um,
that Diamond Plus situation?
that's exactly what I wanted
Yeah.
to bring up. I have that pulled up on this screen over here too.
Oh,
We can
okay,
look
great.
at it here. But Frequent Miler just said that they confirmed this 2 days ago that there is a new
Mhm,
Diamond Reserve tier that is coming
mhm.
to Hilton. So yeah, theoretically, I know we were talking about this. I don't know how much you've looked into it, Stan, but we were talking about this at the meetup and saying how, like, if they, one of the biggest values from the Hilton Gold status is the fact that it gives you the free breakfast. And if
Mhm.
they're introducing a new tier, the worry is that they might take that benefit away from Gold.
Yeah.
But have you looked into it any further?
I haven't. It looks like they have some idea, like some like you can look at the different tiers, but that
Hmm.
was my also concern because I use Hilton Gold for that basically F&B credit, and so hopefully that stays. But I don't know if it's confirmed or not confirmed yet.
Yeah. And I mean, this kind of speaks to a situation of similar to like the clear credit, like you were talking about, where everybody now has pre check. It probably feels like in a lot of ways that everybody has Hilton Diamond status now because everybody loves
Mhm.
the Aspire. So now this Diamond Reserve tier is probably going to be the new, well, obviously the new Diamond, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be as powerful as the Diamond used to be, I would
Yeah, but
imagine.
here's the thing though. So Merit has platinum and titanium elite status, and I had titanium elite for 1 year. There really wasn't anything great about titanium elite and platinum. I didn't get any more upgrades than it was platinum, and really the only thing that I got benefit from that year in Titanium Elite was it also comes with United Premier Silver status, so that was helpful. But that
Right.
wasn't even a Marriott benefit, like a Marriott specific benefit. So I wonder if the Diamond Plus is going to be similar, where it's going to be like a special tier, but like, does it really do anything? I don't know. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know if we look through that website again and like there's anything that's changed, but they may be like, oh, better upgrades or better this and that. But is it really going to happen? I don't know, right? In the actual usage of these benefits.
Right. Yeah, I haven't read through this in full. I just pulled this up as we were looking at it, but that's what the
Yeah.
lives are for. We could look at it a little bit and
Yeah.
scan through
I mean,
the
we don't
main
have to like
posters.
really go through it in detail.
Yeah.
I think it's just more confirming that it was there and not the
hmm
specifics quite yet.
Yeah, they only
Um,
have the like how you'd have to either stay 80 nights,
mhm,
40 stays, and 18,000 US combined spend. 22x on Hilton spend. New milestone rewards at 120
mhm.
nights. Oh, this is interesting. Yeah, another interesting tidbit is that the thresholds for silver, gold, and diamond status will be reduced 30% once diamond reserve is
Mhm.
introduced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't seem like
We'll,
there's much information on it yet, but
we'll
we'll
have to
always be
see.
able to, yeah, keep everybody updated as we see more.
Cesar would know. We'll have to ask him.
I know, right?
He's all about the Hilton status.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it paid off for a lot of folks at the meetup. Let's see here.
sure did.
Jay Rome joined here saying, "How's it going, boys? I'm
How
doing
you
well. I
doing?
don't know about Stan.
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great.
Let's go." Javier as well joined. Good evening to you,
Buenos
John.
noches.
There you go. Yeah,
I know. I got it.
you're still on it. Yeah, you're on
I'm
it.
still on it. Exactly.
John McKinstry saying, "Good evening, Spencer and Stan. Just got home from work." John is
Mm,
very long time channel member and supporter, so always love seeing him here.
awesome. Good to see you, John.
I know we usually maybe churches change a little bit from him, but I've always had my lives right in the middle of his church meetings, so I'm glad he's able to make it. All righty. Here's a question from Andrew saying, "Best part of Puerto Rico?" Question mark. I
Oh
can
yeah.
I can speak to my thoughts on it. I think personally, my favorite part is just like I think it is a perfect like representation of why I make videos, why we make videos in general, everybody that's there, as well as like just the community that comes and participates too. It's just like that is what we do this for, is making connections with
Mhm.
people in person, or like making individual connections with our communities and getting to like just meet the people that we've talked to for years in person. Same
Mhm.
thing that happened with me and you, Stan, where we talked online for a long time, finally met in
Yep.
person, and now we see each other pretty frequently, honestly, compared to everybody else. In this space. And I don't know, to me, it just made me feel very like happy to be a part of this community. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, just seeing all the different ways that folks have really changed their lives with these points and miles and stuff like that. And it gives me information to bring back to y'all watching and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So it's just great. But yeah, what do you think, Stan?
Yeah, I agree with that. Just like what everyone has said, all the creators like you, me, Luke, Tony, Joe Barreto, like Cesar, all the people that we've talked to for the creators, like everyone here is super nice. We have the most
Yeah.
positive community, and we have the most giving community in the sense that we all want each other to win in the game of credit cards and points and miles. And so the creator meetup is a way for us to all get together and talk about those things, but also enjoy like a new destination. So now we can say this is the third one we had. So we had one in Las Vegas, then one in New Orleans, and then now one in San Juan. I think the best part of Puerto Rico was really the people, but in conjunction with being at the Caribe Hilton.
hmm
That was just such a fantastic property for this particular meetup because there's a pool downstairs, there's the beach like right next to the pool. It was a beautiful weather like basically every day. And there was always something going on. There was always something to do. We all were, trying to get each other to like, go to these like, we went to the rainforest on one day. Like we went to dinner multiple times throughout the meetup. And so also what Cesar said, which was also cool, is that the last 2 minutes we had, it was like we had a meetup and then like it was kind of done, right? There was just one meetup. Like every single day there was a meetup or a mini meetup of whoever was around, and we just got to spend a lot more time with each other and a lot more time to just like hang out and just have a good time in a very tropical and inviting country. And
Yeah.
so that was probably the best part. I don't know if there's a single like best part. I would say it's just the whole time I was doing something. I was like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
seeing, this creator or that creator or these or this group of people or us talking to viewers. And it was one of those things where it's one of those unforgettable trips that I was really happy that it went so well. And again, mad props to Cesar
Hmm.
Joel about that. So love
Yeah,
it.
that was so good. We had literally like I think that was probably the biggest thing that stood out to me is that we had probably I was only ever again for like 3 days. We had probably 10 meetups in that amount of time, technically.
Yeah.
Like just with all the things we were doing, and that you can't beat that.
Yeah. Most
Um,
was there for 5 days. So you were there for a little shorter time, but yeah, even when you were there, like you were just
yeah.
every day you were just doing something.
Yeah, I was in my
Yeah.
hotel probably for a total of like 3 hours besides sleeping, that
Yeah.
whole time. Like I would just go back, use my little $17 credit at the vending machine that they gave me for some reason and go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Let's see here. We got some other questions popping in. Son was saying next meetup should be in Thailand. I'm gonna host that one,
Maybe
Stan. I
one
don't know if
day.
I can have the capacity for that one right now.
One day. That's a little bit farther out, but that sounds like a fun
Yeah.
idea.
Let's see here. Kuma saying, Stan, I miss your channel.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Hopefully soon, but
Hmm.
we'll see. Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
But in any case, I do plan on regularly coming on, my colleagues' live streams, just so you guys can ask me questions and stuff. And we're all like a big family here. And so if
Yeah.
I can't make my own videos, I at least can contribute to, my friends and make sure that they get, some time with me as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Stacy was saying, hey, Spencer and Stan, great to see you.
great to see you as well.
David John, hey guys, longtime viewer, first time chatter. That means a lot, honestly, because I know I'm a ghost viewer of YouTube and all other niches besides this one. So yeah, commenting isn't always the most natural for me. So I appreciate you doing that tonight.
Yeah, welcome, David. Good to see you.
Here's another, interesting question about just the
Mm.
changes that are going on in general. And we talked about this in the meetup a little bit too, but um, I'm not sure what the name is supposed to sound like. But what do you guys think about the forced built product change into the Wells Fargo autograph?
I mean, I think it's fine. What else did you expect to happen, to be honest? Because like Wells Fargo is going to keep you as a customer, and then they're just going to transition. That was going to happen no matter what. I think the bigger thing is what's going to happen to this new Bilt card, and so now, um, I think it was February 6th. They're going to transition you into that new card. You get to pick one of the three. There's going to be three options. I don't know what options they are, but I'm assuming it's a no annual fee mid tier premium card. That's what everyone is expecting. Um, I I think it's fine. I don't like how you have a new account on your credit report, unless you, I would guess, cancel your Bilt card. But I don't know what the process with that is. It's weird because I have a problem with that only because I'm in the mortgage process. And I just don't want to have like a random Bilt card pop my account, even though
Yeah.
there's a hard pull. Like that's still not great. So hopefully I'm done by then. But if not, I'm going to have to figure out: do I cancel the Bilt card before it like goes over? Was that going to affect the autograph card? I mean, autograph's a great card, so it's fine.
Right.
It's just a matter of it's for some people they want to save their 524 status, which I don't know is a thing anymore because I hear that it's not like as strict as it used to be. I'm not sure. Maybe you could tell me, Spencer, about Chase, but
Yeah.
uh, those are my thoughts about that situation right now.
Yeah. I guess the real question is like, I mean, I guess if they're gonna open up a new account for the built 2.0 card anyways, I guess for you to not impact your report, you would just opt to not open that new account. But the question is whether or not the new account will be the old built card that turns into the autograph, or is it the new
Mhm.
one that you go get after, or like product change to, or whatever, right?
Well, what it sounds like is it's going to be the built card's going to change. It's going to keep the same number.
Yep.
Your Wells Fargo autograph will be a number change, but the history is going to be that autograph card. So your built history is now that autograph card, even though it has a new number. Like if you lost your card or got stolen or something, they'll change your number, but the history stays the same. That's probably what's going to happen to the built card on the Wells Fargo side.
Right.
But when you get to the built card with cardless, it'll keep the same number, but it'll be now a new
New
account
account. Right.
without a
With no
hard
hard
pull.
inquiry.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's still a new account. So it's going to drop your average age. It's going to like take a 124 slot or a
Yep.
524 slot. And so there's that.
Yeah, going back to what you said about the 524 stuff, I mean, I honestly, what I've seen with the 524 stuff is actually them not necessarily being more strict, but like authorized users and stuff like that have been like really hindering people from getting approved. So I
Mm.
don't know if they're really lightening up on it at all. If
So
anything, I
it's
think they
still
might
like
be.
a thing. If it's
Yeah,
still a
yeah.
very strong thing, 524.
I've had
Yeah.
yeah many of people message me saying that they got denied and like
Mm.
they might be able to go through reconsideration to not consider the authorized users on their profile if that's like what's holding them back. But yeah, it's like more people seem to be getting denied because of too many cards, basically. And I know from my experience, like this was a while ago now, back in like May, but whenever I applied for the Hyatt business card, like they were denying me because I have too much, unused
Mm,
credit. And that's like another really big thing that they've started doing.
mhm.
And I've seen other people like in consulting calls and stuff have the same exact issue. So
Okay.
I don't know. Everybody's just seemingly getting more and more strict, which is just so great. Here's Luke's hot take, which is an interesting topic in general. He's
Mhm.
saying that Bilt is on its third issuer in 4 years. Bilt's going to be dead in 2027. That's according to Luke here, guys.
Well, if they can't find an issuer, he's right. But
Yeah.
I think they are doing the right moves to keep themselves relevant. I mean, they got
Mhm.
Hyatt, they've got Alaska, they have JAL, and other ones, of course. But as long as they can like give points back to rent and mortgages and not like lose issuers, they'll be okay. I think. I mean, I've been one that has been trying to cut down on point systems to make my life easier, also to kind of consolidate my spend. Uh, Bilt is like my third issuer. Like it's my I'm doing Amex Chase and Bilt. That's kind of my three. But
Mhm.
I mean, I'm going kind of big on Alaska right now, and Alaska I mean Atmos. Just
Mhm.
because for me, I don't do much Hyatt, so Alaska or sorry, Atmos is kind of where it's at for me.
Yeah.
So I like their cards. I'll have to see what the three options are because it's going to really change. Because we have like a no annual fee, but you get like point 0.5 rent points or whatever per your rent at this point. Is that worth it?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? Or if it's like I have a $700 card, you get 1x on mortgage. Is it worth it? Like maybe depending on what's there. Like you have to see like what they come up with first
Yeah.
before you make any judgment. Hopefully it's kind of like what they said. Those are kind of okay, but we'll see if ultimately what they put up with or what they
Yeah.
put the card out with. Yeah.
I know it's all those like, we can go into the rumors and stuff all day long, but we really just
Mhm.
don't know until, well, theoretically they should give us more details before the February 7th launch date, but
Mhm.
yeah, we just really don't know until then.
Yep.
And yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with that whole situation. It's just going to come down to the math at that point, like you just said.
Yep.
Um, let's see. Maybe Stan, you've experienced this. I saw a question from Tyler here.
Mhm.
Tyler's also a channel member. He said, "Hey Stan, quick question. When you had a Barclays card for a company that was then discontinued, what was
Mhm.
your card changed to? I guess kind of like
Yeah.
how the Bilt card will go to an autograph card. What
Yeah.
happened
So
in that
for
regard?"
I had a Barclay card, and that was the Virgin America card, which by the way was a fantastic airline. I'm really sad they like died, but they died. And by died I mean Alaska bought them.
Yeah.
But that card eventually became a Barclay card arrival card. So it's still the same company, which is what is different than this built situation is that the
Yep.
issuer stayed the same. I still had a Barclay card, Virgin America card that became a Barclay card arrival card. And so nothing changed on my history other than the fact that I didn't earn Virgin America miles. It was like Barclay miles, right?
Yeah.
This situation is different because you're changing issuers. And so that's why it's a little bit different.
Yeah. And same with, I guess, the Aviator Red now and the American Airlines cards with Citi. Like now you're
Hmm.
moving from a Barclays card to a Citi card. So that's
Hmm.
kind of the same situation going on there. If that's the specific Barclays card you were asking about, maybe.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens because they did announce it with the Built 2.0 transition, but like there's still some like questions about like what card exactly is becoming the RF card, like how is that going to be reflected on my credit report? Like it's those exact specific questions are still unclear. I
Hmm.
think there is a high likelihood that what I said was accurate, but I could be completely wrong as well.
Yep.
You know?
Spitballing a little bit, but
Yeah.
based on it's educated guesses here.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Dim said agree on cutting ecosystems. I'm all in on City and Amex. Yeah, that's kind of like
Yes.
maybe a good thing to touch on a little bit more here, Stan, because I think a lot of
Mhm.
folks are in that position where all these cards are like seemingly getting nerfed in some regard, or these programs are getting nerfed in
Yeah.
some regard. Um, and people are looking like, well, where do I go from here? Right.
Hmm.
Do you
Hmm.
think like, I guess the move is to start simplifying more than,
Hmm.
we already have been in the past, or I guess
Yeah.
where is your head with that?
Yeah, I mean, we've had this discussion many times on live streams and with like the creator conversations in your channel. But really, we always talk about starting with the end in mind, right?
Mhm.
And the end in this scenario is what am I using my points for? What are my target hotel and airline transfer partners? And then how can I get there? Because I mean, we could argue all day now about Amex, what trifecta, Chase trifecta, City trifecta, Capital One Duo. Like each issuer has their own like ecosystem that is fine. We can debate like which one's better, which one's worse, but it depends on your spending.
Right.
But if you're not doing cash back, then you have to figure out what are these points you're earning for. The reason why it's different now is that now that we've had like higher annual fees, more statement credits, it's not common, or it's not really, in my opinion, recommended to have like all the different premium travel cards, to have all four, because now you have so much going on, so many statement credits, you're spending so much money on annual fees, that it's probably better to just simplify and get you really spending on these, one or two ecosystems, to really focus fire on what you think can be helpful. That's my opinion. I know you have made a video a long time ago, or maybe recently, about points diversity. I
Mhm.
know Uncle Luke, I talk to him about very often about how he likes to have a lot of different point system as well. He tries to condense, but then it just doesn't happen because of whatever reason. But he also travels a ton, and so there's that part of it too. You have to look at what are you looking for with those points and miles that you earn, and then
Mhm.
kind of work backwards from there. That's my
Yep.
opinion.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think there's like an angel and a devil on my shoulder at all times, and I think a lot of people probably feel the same way, where it's like I mentioned this in a video I think coming out Monday, but like even though I'm somebody with like 21 cards right now, or maybe less because I've canceled some, I do crave simplicity in the credit card game, and that's something that you and I have talked about a ton, Stan.
Yep. Yep.
And that's like the angel on my shoulder, where it's like I am still canceling cards as time goes on. I'm always doing effective annual fee calculations and not committing to cards long term. But at the same time, I'm not going to pass up on really good welcome offers.
Yeah.
So
Of
you
course.
end up having this portfolio that's growing over time, but still not becoming like too much to handle unless you stop, reanalyzing them on an annual basis and leave them open longer than you need to. I think that's where a lot of people make that mistake. They just get to the
Yeah.
point where they're like, well, bonuses,
Nothing wrong with
bonuses,
the
but
good Nothing wrong with a good welcome offer. It's just you have to have the fortitude to be able to be like, no, after the first year. You're like, cancel,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Or downgrade or whatever. It's just, if you try to keep them open, it becomes one of those things that you build inertia, and just you can't stop. And before you know it, you have like 25 cards and you have like tons of annual fees that you're not using. So,
Yeah.
it's just, you have to figure out for yourself what's best.
And that was the thing, like, even a year ago, for example, is that there were just less of those cards to get, like, stuck with. Like, in the
Mhm.
past year, we've seen almost every premium travel credit card increase their annual fee a lot. Like, we saw the Sapphire Reserve go up, like, 45%. The Platinum, I didn't do the math on it, but that was another $200. And, even, like, the United cards, like, all these, like, the airline, hotel cards, everything is kinda going up. So now if you left
Mhm.
those open for too long, and you're stuck with a really high annual fee burden compared to where it might have been more manageable before.
Refresh my memory, Spencer. I don't believe it, and anyone in the chat can pop into. Is there any negative other than the raise in annual fee for the platinum card? Did they do anything to nerf the Amex Platinum?
No, I don't
Because
believe so.
in
That's
my
why
mind, I don't think there was anything, right?
no, I don't think there was either. I think technically that's the thing is, right, is that they really rolled out the refresh well. And that's
Mhm.
something we've all been kind of saying since the beginning is that,
You know?
yeah, I don't think they did a single thing that nerfed it compared to like Chase, where they removed like the 3x on travel,
Mhm.
removed the points boost feature or replaced it,
Mhm.
which was a nerf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying, is I think that like Chase Sapphire Reserve, they removed that beloved 1.5x redemption, because
Yeah.
yeah, you can get like a points boost, like point whatever, 1.1 to 2.0 or whatever, but really,
Yeah.
you think of other people, and the way that we thought about that card as well. If you're a family and you want to like get a decent redemption on like a cruise or like whatever through Chase Travel, you could do that at a guaranteed 1.5, and that was like beloved, and they were like, nope, not for you anymore, and then like they cut it out, like, oh, by the way, you have this like dynamic pricing situation that the whole industry is doing and everyone loves it. It's like, no one loves that, like, just you love that.
The
So,
banks love it. The banks are
right.
making money.
So
Yeah.
that's what happened. And then Capital One, they had that beloved, like, everyone's all like, oh, you can have like positive $5 if you apply for this card, because whatever. So but that's because you had that like travel credit, right? But
Yeah.
then like they nerfed it in a way that it was like, I'm not sure because I don't have that card, but they nerfed it, right, so it's not as easy to use. It's like more of a
Which one?
the Capital One travel credit.
Oh, the only way that they've nerfed the travel credit on that one is that it doesn't earn points for that spin that you did.
Okay,
So
okay,
that wasn't a big nerf, but the biggest nerf with the Venture X was the lounge access, right? Where they cut all guesting, all free
I
guesting.
see,
That was
I
the
see.
big one,
Okay,
which again is like
yeah,
they didn't raise the annual fee, but effectively they did because now you have to pay extra to have a
yeah,
guest with permanent lounge access. So
yeah.
yeah, that's why I think the platinum really did do it well. And you could see
Hmm.
here that Micah was saying like, no, all the previous benefits stayed on the platinum, and that's what's
Hmm.
great about it. And I think that's why the platinum or Amex in general does lead the market when it comes to making these changes on their cards because
Yeah,
technically they're not usually nerfing them. I mean, they're usually making them better, but
Yeah.
the problem is whenever you get so committed to like believing that everything that Amex does is good for you that you keep paying the higher and higher annual fees, and you're basically like that frog in a pot that's boiling, right? Where it's like
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
keep raising it on you, and you're like, yeah, of course I'll go buy some Lulu leggings, like of course, like it makes so much sense. I'll pay $200 more, but
I'll have to say though, because like my wife does go to Lululemon, and so I don't go to Lululemon, but my wife does, and the
yeah,
frequency is surprisingly once every quarter. So it like kind of worked out
yeah,
for her, and so she's happy with that. And so I think that was also a good move by them.
yeah,
Just I'm sure a lot of people have authorized users that go to Lululemon like myself, and they're like, oh, okay, you can do that too, or I would say like player two, but like their spouse or partner or whatever that has a
hmm
card with you. So they're really expanding the statement credits to people that in your immediate like life that may be able to use it too.
yeah. No, very true. We had a few super chats come in while we were talking here. So we had Big Kurt donating $2, no message, just coming
Big
in.
Kurt.
Yeah,
I love
just
that
coming
name.
in and dropping some support. So I appreciate you.
Nice.
Let's see here. A couple other channel members have joined in the chat. Daniel here as well. Let's see here. Woodsy just joined saying, wow, I'm super late. He's
Woodsy,
one
good
more
to see
month
ya.
away from 30 months as a channel member. That's
Oh
insane. I
wow.
think, Stan, what are you at? Because I think you and Woodsy are like neck and neck for
No, I
longest
I, I
supporters.
want to make sure Woodsy gets his time in because I think so technically I'm your first
Yeah.
subscriber or sorry,
Member.
channel
Yeah.
member, but that's because like we were making them together. Remember that?
Yeah, we talked about it.
And so we
Exactly.
just like
Yeah.
we both signed up to each other's memberships. That was before it was public, so I think it's unfair. Kind of
Right.
like this. I don't know if you guys saw that Starbucks Bear Cup situation. I don't know if you guys have fun following that at all. No, okay. There's a Starbucks Bear Cup like thing, and so what the big thing with that was that on the day it came out, the employees bought the Starbucks Bear Cup, so the people waiting in line, like by the time they got to the door, they couldn't like buy it. So it's kind of an analogy to what happened with this membership is that I like bought the membership before
Yeah.
anyone could like do it, and so I just give it to Woodsy. But I think I'm
No,
like
I know.
29 or 30 months. It's not by that much, like maybe 1 or 2 weeks. But
No, yeah, Woodsy's
yeah,
he's always been there to support.
Woodsy's
Always
always
chatting.
been there, being
Yeah.
the man, obviously. So
And then we also, oh wow, I didn't even see what. Speaking of, we'll get to this one as well. But Woodsy gifted the channel 5 more memberships. He's done that,
awesome.
I think, in every stream over the past like month or two at least. And he just given like the opportunity for more people to get to join in on this and have their badges in the chat. So I'm super appreciative of that, Woodsy. You really are too kind. I say it like all
That's
the time,
great.
but it's true. But thank you so much for that. Let's see here. Who got that? Jerome got one. Studio TK, Dave, Daily Double, and George Morales. Y'all better give Woodsy a big thanks, as Jerome already has.
Awesome.
And while y'all do that, we had another super chat from the Box Unboxing Box. I'll never get tired of saying
That's a fun
that name. They said, Spencer, how you been? It's good to see Stan again. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. Super
Yes,
kind.
we
Look, this is
certainly are. Yeah,
this is that community we were just talking about, right, Stan? Just
absolutely.
hey, just want to say hi, support.
Yeah. We're
So
just like having
kind.
a conversation. It's like this is how we talk like we're in like person too. We're just,
Yeah.
just talking about like credit cards, just having a good time.
Yeah, we get a little bit more unfiltered in the meetups, but
Yeah.
that's about it.
That's true.
Maybe a couple more drinks flowing. I just got my Zevia today, so it's not going to be
Oh,
doing too
okay.
much to me.
That's good.
My sugar-free soda. All right, let's see here. Let's get back to the chat here. Pop back in. Okay. Let's see what kind of questions people. Oh my gosh, I can't get away from it, Stan. Right as I do it, somebody else leaves a super chat. What is going on tonight?
Let's check it out.
You bring out all the kindness, Stan.
It's not me, it's you, Spencer. It's your channel. But no, I'm happy to be here as well. And I'm happy to talk to all of you guys that have been missing my channel. I hope to come back soon, but in the meantime, I'll be just popping around different channels here and there. It's just like a little frog hopping around from place to place. So just come catch me in my friend's channel, subscribe to their channels, and then you'll be able to find it out. But I'll always post on my channel where I'm going, so you guys will know where that is.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Let's see here. So Luke Johnson, sharing a last name, might be my cousin. Who knows? Saying, what is the best card to get free rooms? Hold on. Okay, sorry, I got it messed up. What is the best card to get free rooms? I'm gonna say and nights, including a bonus. So basically, I'm looking at what's the best hotel card. Maybe is the general question here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any discussion about that. I mean, do you want to go on 3, Spencer? We'll just choose one of the change. Okay,
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Hilton.
Hilton Aspire. Yep.
Boom. Okay, yeah, Hilton Aspire to be more specific. Yeah, I mean that. I mean, yeah, Hilton Aspire is the best hotel credit card so far. We'll see what happens with this Hilton Diamond Plus refresh, but unless they decide to like cap the free nights or get rid of some of the statement credits or do something like that, it's still going to be the best hotel credit card.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And
if you don't stay at Hilton's, it's not for
right.
you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. The best card is definitely subjective, as we talked about a lot in the live stream with Caesar last weekend. Cesar.
Hmm.
He, we were talking about how the Amex Platinum card is the best card when it comes to just overall value that you can extract from it, which I do
Hmm.
agree with. However, that does not mean it's the best card for you. That doesn't mean it's the best card for me, hence why I haven't applied for it. But same thing goes with the hotel side of things. I think Hilton gives you the most opportunity to earn points. That's another thing that me and Cesar talked about, where you can earn hundreds of thousands of Hilton points compared to Marriott, where that's a bit tougher.
Hmm.
Or really any of the currencies, especially like I guess everybody has their unique advantages, right? Because you can buy Hilton IHG points, you
Hmm.
can do stuff like that. You could transfer from Chase to Hyatt if you want to earn Hyatt points effectively that way.
Hmm.
But when it comes to just straight up hotel cards, I think Hilton has the best spread, and you can earn the most free nights. But their points are also being devalued, or at least their cost for the high end properties lately. So
Yep.
always pros and cons.
So I got to earn and burn.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not doing very well at that this year. I need to get on it next year. We'll be traveling more.
Well, that's half the reason why I'm more cash back than points because
Mm,
I do travel a lot, but it's mostly for work. The vacations I take are not as frequent, and so I don't get an opportunity to use my points the way I want to. And so to kind of lower the amount I'm getting, I just use my cashback cards, and it's okay. Like I don't like. I yes, do I get a better like redemption from points? Yes, but I get the money now, which is helpful. And
yeah.
so
Yeah.
you have to figure out what's right for you. And for me, just earning that couple $100 cash back every month is nice, you know?
Yeah. I think I definitely see myself like desiring that more and more. I think like the video we made a video together, you and I, like right before you stopped posting videos, and it was basically about like why hybrid credit card setups are the best for a lot of folks. And since then, I still have been applying for the travel cards,
Mhm,
trying to earn more points in the transferable currencies and all of that.
mhm,
But there's still that desire for me to have that daily cash back. And I've had a little taste
mhm,
of it with the PayPal debit, which isn't even a credit card, but I get that
mhm.
5% back on my grocery spend, which is fairly substantial. And I don't know, part of me really likes that. I've been much more into investing this year than I have been in the past. I've always maxed out my Roth and all that, but like I've just been
Mhm.
more interested in that compound growth with just how the economy has been moving and all of that. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. That's a really big draw, I think, for a lot of people, but a lot of folks also have the hard time of giving up, not really giving up, but that they feel like they're giving up the travel points whenever they do that. So do you have like I guess a thought for those folks that are just like, well, I would never go cash back. I could get more value from travel.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much you really travel. Again,
Yeah.
that's really the biggest thing. Like, so I can look back at the past like 5 years and I can tell you I've been like overseas maybe like once a year, if that. And so
Hmm.
if you really want to get the best travel, you have to redeem your points for first class or business class flights, at least for the flexible point currencies and then airline points. And so that if you don't do that, then you won't get the best value out of them. Now, if you want to do something different, like your goal is to travel the world and you want to do economies or whatever the place, that's fine
Right.
too. I don't know if cashback or points would be better in that situation. It could be almost equal if you do it that way, to be quite fair, if you had good multipliers.
Yep.
But it also depends on the redemption too. So it depends. It really depends on how much you travel. I think that you just have to figure out for yourself, can I use these points as soon as I get them? I think that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like when you say, Spencer, like you should probably have a redemption in mind before you pull the trigger on that like next card. And I think that that's a good way to think about it too.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about how, maybe if you had like something in the somewhat near future, like for example,
Mhm.
you had a long period where you were saving up for like a big honeymoon, and that makes a lot
Yes.
of sense to be stockpiling in that stage. However, I think a lot of us are just kind of applying anytime we see a new bonus, and then
Mhm.
yeah, it's like, well, what is that really achieving if now these points are getting devalued in my account over time and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I
Well,
don't know how big of an issue it is for people like having too many points, but yeah.
a good example is like when you had this example yourself when you applied for the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless
Yes.
5-night free offer. That was like a year and a half ago or something like that. And then
Hmm.
I remember you were saying I got to like the last like 2 weeks and I hadn't redeemed all my free nights yet.
Yeah.
Right. And that's a different kind of scenario because of a free night, not points. But the same idea applies where you applied for welcome because it was a good welcome offer. Objectively, it was good.
Yeah.
But it's just by the time you like got around to like using them, it's just like, well, now you gotta like figure out what I want to do. And so
Exactly. Yeah. And sometimes I think, I find myself not always like being super honest too, where it's like just like with myself and being like, well, I think a lot of folks out there will then find a way to redeem those and then consider that good value. When in reality, you would have never taken that trip or spent that money in the first place, which means that the banks are still winning in that regard, right? Like
mhm.
it's a slippery slope to start convincing yourself that all cards make sense just
Yeah,
because they
I'll,
have these
I'll give
things.
you a good example. I don't know if it's a good example, but it's a recent example. So for the Puerto
Hmm.
Rico meetup, I used Hilton points for the hotel, but I didn't actually redeem points for my airfare. I had the benefit of, we announced the meetup maybe like 10 months ago. And so around that time is when I started looking for flights. All the point redemptions for me kind of sucked. And so, but what was nice was the cash purchase price, and it was just me. It wasn't like it's not my family, just me that was going. So it's one person. It was actually quite reasonable. And so for my one-way ticket on like JetBlue Mint plus another one to like San Juan from Florida, it was like $700. You know, that's
Hmm.
expensive. It's not like economy, but you get to get a lie flat seat. You get to ride in business class, and so I think for me that was okay, right? To
Yeah.
use the cash, and everyone's different based on kind of where they're at. But I didn't like try to force myself to use points or anything for that. On the way back, I took a United flight in business class, or I guess first class, as well. That was like I think $600. It was a United Z class flight,
Interesting.
and so could I use United points? Yes, but the cash was, in my opinion, acceptable enough that I didn't have to use points for that. I could use my Amex Platinum to pay for it, get those MR points, and save it for another time. Right? That
Yep.
was kind of the way I thought about it. Again, you don't have to use points for everything. Cash is okay, and I think we all forget that if you find a good deal with cash and it's okay in your budget, then I think it's fine to do that.
Yeah.
It's
Really,
just
what
a
these
matter of
points should be. Sorry to cut you off. I was going to
no,
say
no,
what these points really are supposed to be doing is kind of like serving as a travel bank, right? And your cash is also part of that travel bank. So it's like, yeah,
mhm.
this travel that we're doing is not really free. Like, yes, it is subsidized by the points, but there's a lot of expenses that go into travel. And you really
Oh
should
yeah.
probably have a budget for yourself every year that you're following when it comes to travel, anyways. And if you do have a position where you're maybe a little bit low on points and you don't
Mhm.
really want to use them, and there's a decent cash option, it makes a ton of sense to do that. And then you also
Yeah.
earn a lot more points by booking in cash with these multipliers that
Mhm.
some of us just like rarely use because we only want to use points. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's good to be flexible. Absolutely.
Yeah. We did have another thing to pull up on screen here. A channel member rejoining just now. Oh, oh my gosh! Right whenever I pulled this up, got a massive super chat. But first, I want to thank Smithies for rejoining the Credit Club. So, been a member for a
Outstanding.
few months now. Um, let's see here, and then massive
Oh,
super chat here from
20 spot.
SER. Yeah, 20 spot. That's crazy. Why won't it let me like it? There it is. Let's see here. Sorry, it's kind of far away from my screen, so I have to get closer to read this. Saying great content, guys. Honestly, question: how many points do you think you earn without the referrals for making content? Earn and burn sounds great, but we can only earn so much in a year. And then it said great content from you guys both. Again, so thank you first of all for that and the super
Mhm.
chat. Super kind. I can start this one off, Stan, if you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Um,
Go ahead.
so one thing that I've like really stuck to for a long time now, since I started my channel, is that I try to be as transparent as possible when it comes to how I earn my points. So at the end of the year, I do roundups every year showing you exactly how many referral points I earned, welcome offers, earned from spend, all of that combined. And the referrals make up a massive chunk for me, at least, of course. Like that's just the name of this game, which is really fortunate for us, of course. And that's why, I don't really approach these. I try to approach every topic on my channel as objectively as possible. So I always make it clear that, like, yeah, my situation is a bit different where I can use these points and travel more on them. But I can actually pull up my spreadsheet too. I'm not going to share it, but I can tell you how many points I've earned so far from like welcome offers, which gives you a decent idea I've been playing this game really since 2022, which is almost 3 full years now. And I've earned 1.5 million points from welcome offers alone. And most of those, the
Nice.
vast majority of those are like Chase points, Amex points, transferable currencies. And that alone, can help you travel, especially in economy, for a very long time. So for me, it's like I might upgrade my experience a bit because I have these referrals and stuff like that. Like I will go travel business class internationally and be okay with spending an extra 50,000 points each way. And that's a luxury that I have because of y'all. So I'm really appreciative of that. But this game is very doable, even with low spend, because I still have very low spend. And I've earned, like I said, 1.5 million from just welcome offers in the past 3 years. And that goes a long way. But yeah, that's my initial thoughts. What do you got, Stan?
Yeah, I mean, for referrals for me, back when I was making videos more consistently, I mean, I never really did have a lot of referrals. Have never maxed out even the basic referrals, which I mean by that is like the ones that Chase gives you or Amex gives you, like to send a link or whatever. I
Yeah.
I would say basically for like the Marriott cards or any other the Chase or Amex cards, those are the ones I get the most referrals from. Like 2 or 3 a year per card is what I typically go by. It's like more than the average user, but like not really by much. I also don't promote my referrals as much, and I will say that a lot of people get really mad about referrals and like, oh, you could say this because you have a lot of referrals. But I would be clear, like, Spencer, for example, like you do this full time, like this is like your job, and you put a lot of heart. I know because we talk about this all the time, and privately, you do a lot of work for your channel, and like this is like the way you live and the way you have to support yourself. And so, for those that have to, that's part of I think what helps you make the great content that you do is you have these referrals to help you support the channel, support the way that you do things. And so I think it's definitely something that shouldn't be ignored. And having referrals is not is fine because you do good work and you do a great job explaining things to people and you're very upfront and honest about what you get. I think that's the best thing you need to do. I personally don't promote my referrals, but that's also because I don't do YouTube full time. I have another job that supports me, and so this is something that, whether I get the referral or not, it's not something that matters to me. What really matters is making sure that you have the right information to make the right decision for what you want to do with credit cards. That's really my own thing. So that's probably why I don't have as many referrals, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something that you cannot ignore, and that's transparency, I think, is at the forefront of all of that.
Mhm.
Um, but yes, the travel that I've done on the channel over the past couple of years, like I have a large stockpile of points that are the referrals. Like I really don't use those much, and sometimes I use it for like the business expenses, like the city ones weren't referrals, but I've cashed out like Chase points before for that purpose, just to kind of keep the travel side a little bit separate. But yeah, hopefully that
Mhm.
answers the question pretty well. Let's see here. Sam just joined saying, Stan, miss your videos, man.
Thank you, Sam. One of these days I'll come back. I
Mm-hmm.
promise. I don't know when, but I will.
Yep. Let's see here. Pyro, another channel member, saying my flights for Thanksgiving on economy were 600 ish,
Mhm.
700 mint from SoCal to Puerto Rico sounds cheap to me. Yeah, it really does because
Yeah.
that's a long flight. What was it, like a total travel time of like 12 hours or something?
Yeah, it was overnight flight, and then that was like a 4.5 hour, and then it was like a 2 to 3 hour from Fort Lauderdale to Puerto Rico. So yeah,
Yeah,
it was just a
that
good
that
deal.
right. Yeah,
It just
and the points
happened.
cost
You know.
might not have done much for you at that
Hmm.
point. Like not big difference. Um, okay, here's a question from QC Man, another longtime supporter, saying,
QC man, good to
Stan,
see you, man. All right.
yeah, Stan, did the Bank of America Premium Rewards Elite card come back into your setup post US Bank Altitude Reserve, or is the Platinum your
Mhm.
only quote unquote premium card now?
Okay. Yeah. So there's two. It's a two-pronged question. The first question is about the Bank of America Premier Delete. So I did downgrade that card to the unlimited cash rewards card, which is no annual fee, gets you that 2.625x points back, or sorry, cash back.
Yep.
Um, but the problem with that card is that typically it has foreign transaction fees. But if you downgrade it from a Premium Rewards or Premium Rewards Elite, I heard that you can also have that card keep that no foreign transaction fee situation. And so I tested that We went to Canada like a month ago or so, and yes, my unlimited cash rewards card has no foreign transaction fees.
That's so
So
cool.
that's the only reason why I would keep it, because if not, then of course I'd get the premium rewards. But because I have a no annual fee card now, earning 2.625% cash back, that's a great catch-all card for just foreign stuff and traveling abroad. So it did come back, but not that card specifically. Now
Mhm.
that's set up. Now that card is a backup to the Smartly card. So Smartly card 4% for catch-all in the US, and then I have the premium rewards. The unlimited cash rewards card for that 2.625 back abroad. The second question revolves around, is that the platinum the only premium card now? It's not. I have multiple. I have the platinum, the Bonvoy Brilliant, and the Ritz Carlton. Those are my 3 premium cards. Now, of the classic premium cards, yes, the platinum is my only one, but the Ritz Carlton card still plays a very big role, and that role is it gives you that priority pass that gives you access to Sapphire lounges.
Mhm.
I don't have one of those. Obviously, I don't have any chase cards that do that, like the Sapphire Reserve. So this is a great option because it still has a $450 annual fee with a $300 travel credit. And so I think it's a really great card to have if you can get it. I still am a big fan of the classic Marriott strategy where you upgrade from the Boundless to the Ritz Carlton. And so that's my answer to that question. So I would say yes, it is my only premium card, but I do have other high annual fee cards to supplement that card with other things that the platinum card doesn't have.
Yep. Perfect answer.
Yep.
We have Yuri who just joined the stream. We got to see Yuri at the
Hi,
meetup as
Yuri.
well.
Good to see you.
He was saying you need to get the Kroger card variants, 5% back on a lot of categories and no foreign transaction fee.
5% Kroger variants.
They're like the
Kroger variants. They have the mobile wallet. I think it's 5% mobile. Yeah, I think it's what you're referring to, the mobile wallet thing.
Mhm.
The only problem is it's $3,000 a year as that limit, and then you have to get a new one, and so it's a little bit limiting. But that's great.
Yeah, this is an interesting question for you just in general because you have a cashback daily setup, right? But that it's not like a cashback setup, I think, in the classic regard where I've talked to RJ Financial a lot on this channel as well. And he, can build out a 5% back on every category type of setup. That's not exactly what you're going for here because you try to keep things more simple. So you're not going for a ton of different cashback cards. Can you kind of speak on your just overall thought process there?
It's a limit, right? And so personally, I wouldn't need to go like more than 2 cards in like one system. So for example, I have 2 Bank of America customized cash rewards cards. Could I have more? Probably. Do I need to have more? No. We just talked to Yuri. Yuri has like a lot of cards. He actually brought them out and showed us all. He has like so many
He said
system
there's
cashes. He has 11 Kroger
11
cards.
Kroger cards.
It's if you want to do that, you can certainly do that. I personally am more a fan of simplicity to kind of rein it in a little bit. Like if I have enough cards to do what I need to do for spending, I'm good. I don't need to really do any more of that. I'm not like I hate to say this, but I'm not like an ultra maximizer. I want to get the best return on spend, but I want to do it in a way that's a little more manageable and not like Excel spreadsheet-esque, right? So, okay, I spent like $500 on the city custom cash for like restaurants. So now you're gonna like get all the way up to $500, and then I'm gonna switch to a new city custom cash for like another like 5% cash back on. So I don't want to do that. It's too much. Like it's in my opinion, it's majoring in the minors. You really want to just like what is the forest? What are you seeing, right? You want to see like the big picture of what you're trying to do and not go insane by doing it because what I've noticed as I've gotten older is that I saw someone actually in this chat had like a money guy thing, but I listen to money guys. Complexity finds you as you get older, and so I know when I was younger, I would have more time to really spend on trying to ultra maximize. But now that I'm in a different era in my life, I want to spend less time micromanaging my credit cards, but still not just do like one Fidelity 2%. Like I can do better than that. But everyone's limit's going to be different of how much they want to ultra maximize their credit card setup.
Yep. Great. There's a few questions up from a while ago that I want to kind of zoom through. So we'll spend a little less time on them because I think we can give pretty quick answers. Just want to make sure we're covering ones that I've been missing because there's a lot coming in. Let's see here.
It's a good problem.
I just lost it again, of course. Yeah, no, I seriously like this is, the most active chat and viewers I've had in a long time. If y'all are in here and you're new, definitely feel free to leave a message, and chat with us here. Cause I love getting to connect with new people. And I know like I said, I'm a ghost viewer of a lot of YouTube content, but a live stream
We could
is
do a
place
rapid
for us
fire
to chat.
session.
Yeah, we can do that
Just
right
rapid
now.
Fire it out.
Here's one. This is from a while ago. Pan. How much worse is the Amex ecosystem or trifecta if you aren't eligible for the Blue Business Plus? Is it still worth it? Stan, thoughts?
It depends on your spending, right? So if you spend a lot in those elevated categories, then it's fine. If you do a lot more catch-all, then it's not fine. So you just have to figure out, and also you have to figure out if the MR point is something you want to use, because you have to use it for like basically international business class travel.
Yep. And also, I mean, you might be eligible even though you don't think you are. That's another point here. How long ago? 23 minutes ago. The one thing that I don't like about this new streaming software is that it scrolls automatically down every time someone leaves a new message, and then I lose my spot. So annoying.
Oh, that is.
Here we go. Luke saying, "What is the best hotel card or points card?" Oh, we already did that one. He left the super chat for that one.
Hilton Aspire.
Yep, Hilton Aspire is great there. Maybe I'll work from the bottom up since we have some people here. Oh, Merlin just said hello. First time joining the live. Perfect.
Hello, welcome.
Christian saying new Venture X offer. Yes, I sent out an email and a post about this today. Stan, I'm sure you saw it too. 100,000 miles after $10,000 worth of spend in 6 months. The return on spend for that one is going to be less than the normal base offer of 75,000 points for 4,000 spend. But if you have the spend to do it, an extra 25,000 points isn't going to hurt you. So it's kind of like, you want more value or I guess better return on spend, but most people would take more overall value, I would imagine. Yep. Rex, yes, we did talk about closing the U.S. Bank Altitude Reserve. That was probably at minute 12 or so.
10, 15 minutes.
Look at us. Right on time, Stan. John, thank you. Don't forget to leave a like. How often would you wait in between getting a new card? Stan, do you have a thought on that first?
I think we were both kind of on the same thing. Like around every 3 months or so is the typical velocity I use. Sometimes more, sometimes less. That's the average.
Yep. Beginning maybe go slower, then you can do more as you go on.
Yep.
Joel was asking, he was wondering how he can get us to take a closer look at their credit card journey. That I know, Stan, you probably aren't doing this right now, but we both offer consulting style of things. We also, of course, happy to answer questions. I know Stan's maybe not looking at email right now, but like if you want to email or DM or something like that, we also love to answer questions completely for free that way. But just depends on what you're going for, I guess. But always happy to help. Here we go from Sam saying, do you prefer Hilton 4-card strategy or 4 Ritz-Carlton cards to get free night certificates? It's a long journey there.
I mean, that's probably an easy question. I mean, the question is, where do you stay? That's the first question. If you stay at Hilton's, do that. Where to stay that? But if you stay at both, I would say Hilton is definitely better for the sole reason that those FNCs are uncapped. The other FNCs, they're capped at a certain level, and you have to usually put points on to like get to the 100K spot with the 85Ks or the 35Ks or whatever. So I would certainly favor the Hilton strategy where you get more FNCs because you can use those. It's easier to use those.
Yeah, I agree. It's also, I mean, the amount of time it would take to get all those Ritz cards is gonna, it would take a long time too.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I guess 4 years technically. Christopher, is there a correct order to apply for the City Strata cards? Does it make sense to get the Elite first with the elevated offer, then product change down? My initial answer is I wouldn't recommend product changing down from a top tier card in almost any ecosystem these days, because that'll make you usually ineligible for the offer on that card you downgrade to. That's specifically true with the City cards, where if you downgrade from that Elite to like the Premier, then you have to wait like 4 years to get the Premier offer, just because of their welcome offer terms. So there's no correct order, I would say. Like, you can get whatever one makes the most sense. Most people probably go for the Premier. But yeah, there's no correct order, I would say. What about you, Stan? I
mean, I defer to you because I don't have any City Strata cards, and I haven't looked at their welcome offers in any detail at all.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Dim was asking what your total annual fees are now since the podcast we did together earlier this year, which y'all should definitely check out. That was one of my favorite conversations
That's
I've ever
a good
had
question.
on
Yeah. So I used to be about 4,000. I'm down to about 2,000 now.
Nice.
Again, the biggest ones are that Platinum, the Ritz-Carlton, and the Bonvoy Brilliant. They have a bunch of like mid tiers here and there, but those are the 3 that take up the majority. I'm trying to figure out a way to like get rid of the Brilliant, although I like platinum status at Marriott, so it's like hard for me to do that. Also, I like having the Elite Nights credits as well. So
Mhm.
we'll see. We'll see also if they close my Amex Platinum Morgan Stanley card, because if that
Yeah.
goes away, that's a $900 hit, or not hit, I guess, credit that will no
Yeah,
longer
right.
happen anymore. So that would be because I'll swap that for the green card, which will be 150 versus 900. So that's a big swap.
Yeah.
So
I
could
mean,
be even
$2,000
lower.
range. These days, I feel like the $2,000 range in the travel credit card game is actually very low, which is crazy to say, but
I
like
know, I
it's
know.
just true.
There is more
Um,
value. It's just you gotta
yeah.
work for it. You gotta put your heart hat on, like Uncle Luke says.
Yeah, there's something again, I mentioned this in the video coming out Monday where I talk about how like there's just a hidden cost when it comes to all of these credit cards these days, and it's your time and attention to manage them. Like that,
Mhm.
it's hard to put a dollar amount on that, but it really does add up. Like the amount of time you have to spend on this. So unless you want it to, like this is my full time job, so I'm able to do this
Yeah,
and deal with all of it. But a lot of folks can't,
yeah, of course.
Juan asked earlier, do you think Hyatt points will be devalued with people racking up Bilt points through Rakuten and the 200,000 point sub on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, which I heard is coming out as well. I haven't really looked into that one. But I think my answer to this one would be that devaluations are always going to happen. So I'm not really necessarily worried about them. I will say that that is probably like the fact that you might be able to earn more Bilt points through Rakuten is one small thing, but maybe bigger than that is also the fact that the Bilt cards might come with new welcome offers on them. We don't really know. The bigger stuff on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, like you mentioned, but also we've heard that Hyatt is rumored to release that luxury card in 2026 as well. So if they're bringing new cards to their lineup, that's more points in circulation. That's more devaluation. So, but overall, I don't think you need to worry about it personally.
I
But
agree.
yeah, just got to kind of roll with the punches. Making good progress here, Stan. This is great.
Love it.
Sam asked as well earlier, can you please discuss hotel cards and status with Hilton Diamond? We did talk about the new Hilton Diamond
Mhm.
tier already. So unfortunately, I don't know where that was at in the live, but we did talk about that.
Yeah. I don't
I
know there's much to
guess,
be said because they're not going
yeah,
to change the Hilton cards to different statuses. It's just going to be the statuses are be different. It all
exactly.
depends on like if that gold, because the gold and the F&B credit, because I think a lot of people like myself are doing gold for that reason.
Hmm.
And so we'll see what they change the gold status to. Hopefully not like Marriott gold, because that would be terrible because Marriott gold is useless,
Yeah,
honestly.
pretty much, unfortunately. I guess
Yeah.
late checkout maybe, but like that's about it.
And that's why some
Um,
of the Marriott Brilliant card, if Marriott Gold didn't suck so bad, I'd just be like, okay, goodbye. But like,
yeah,
that's how they get you.
exactly. Exactly. I always have one little
Yep.
thread of hope. Um, let's see. There was another good one. So you kind of just touched on this a second ago. Az was asking what your thoughts are, Stan, on the city ecosystem and your opinion on the
Mhm.
Strata Elite and its long-term viability.
Yeah, I wish I like knew more off the top of my head about the Strata Elite, but what I will say is City probably has, if you're a points and miles person, the best ecosystem, or sorry, the best trifecta for earning points. Their coverage is really great compared to the others.
Yep.
And they have really great like the premier custom cash, how many ever you want to get, and then double cash. There's really no way to beat that in terms of annual fee versus earnings. I would say that the Strat Elite is great because it's just come out, so you can try it out if you want to instead of the premier. You don't have to
Right.
have the Elite. I believe the Elite and the Premier, the transfer partners are the same, right? Ratio 1 to 1 or whatever
Yep.
it is. They're like it's just when you do the Strata regular, it's like different.
And the
Um,
custom cash and double cash have like
okay,
weird, yeah, low as
weird
well.
ones. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's again, all these premium travel cards. My stance is that if you don't know and you think you can make the minimum spend requirement, just get it and
Right.
try it for a year. And then you will
Yep.
get your answer right away because I can sit here and tell you all these things, but I don't know your spend. I don't know your budget. I don't know your categories you want to be using. I don't know what you want to use the points for.
Yep.
Um, of course, if we had like a consultation, which I don't do anymore, but Sensor does,
Hmm.
we could get into those details, right? But
Yeah.
otherwise, just get the card, try it out, see what you think about it, see how you like it, and then if you don't like it out of the first year, done.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I guess
Exactly.
downgrade to the Premier. Yeah.
That's the beauty of the welcome offers that we get here.
Yeah.
I was also going to say, so I had a conversation with Rewards Master and Points with Philip at the meetup. We were talking about the Strata Elite and Cities ecosystem in general. What Stan just said is perfect. I mean, the City trifecta, the classic one of the Strata Premier, the custom caches, and the double cache are going to cover the majority of people at the best earning categories. So high spenders, really good to have those. Now they have the City Strata Premier, or the Elite, sorry, that is more like a card that is for somebody that just wants one card, I guess, out of an ecosystem, because it has like that 1.5x general multiplier, has the dining multipliers, the travel stuff, overlaps really heavily with the rest of the ecosystem. What I've kind of seen personally in the video I made about city cards recently is that they have like the classic trifecta, and now like the new Strata duo between like the City Strata, the white City Strata card, and the black City Strata Elite. And it's kind of like they seemingly want you to choose either path. So the way that I personally approach City these days is like the normal OG trifecta is still like the way to go, I think, for most people. And then you can maybe test out, like you said, the Strata Elite for a year, see if you like it. Maybe use that in place of the Premier. And then maybe just get the Strata for like a welcome offer. But everybody's situation is different. So it's worth considering, though, with how powerful their transfer partners are. And I know somebody was talking about the I Prefer program earlier. It might have been Pyro. I can't remember. But he was asking if people are getting good value from that transfer. And I would say that, yeah, you could basically throw a dart at the wall and get good value with I Prefer, it seems, right now. But that's another one of those currencies that you should expect to get devalued at some point. Just a heads up.
I mean, for those non Marriott, it's like not Marriott, not Hilton, not IHG, not Hyatt, like the other ones like Choice and I Prefer, and like the other one that Amex just put up there. Like there's not a lot of properties to stay at. So you have to really like want to stay at those properties. So if you have like a conference in a certain place and you want to stay at that, not the same hotel, but close by, it's very unlikely to have like a Choice or a Best Western or like a I Prefer or whatever in those areas. So you have to really go for that value. And I think they have a lot of really good value with those hotels, but you have to really want to choose to go and stay at that specific property. It's usually not really where you would normally stay in a regular situation. That's my opinion about those other types of places.
I agree. It's like I Prefer, I think, has one property in Austin. It's nowhere near like downtown Austin. So it's like stuff like that. It's the biggest reason that people complain about like the edit collection with Chase and stuff like that. So it's really dependent. Like, don't just chase value. It's great that it's there, but don't change your entire travel habits to fit that.
Yeah, I agree. That's a great line there, Spencer. I completely agree with that sentiment.
Yeah, as said, thank you, Stan.
You're welcome.
Luke was asking, can you get the Bilt card now, or do you have to wait until the beginning of next year? To my understanding, they pulled the applications for Bilt cards at this point, so you cannot get them. Can't get it, I guess, right now, and they'll be releasing the details, like I said, February 7th, 2026 for the new cards.
I think it's January. I think it's mid-January they release it, but the actual card itself is February 6th. Yeah.
Right. Or maybe.
But 6th. Yeah, you have to wait basically until they announce it. It's kind of the bottom line.
Yes. Yeah. Good note there, Stan. Thank you. Let's see. Anthony was saying that he got approved for the Venture X about 2 to 3 weeks ago with the 75,000 bonus. He just saw the new 100,000 point bonus. Is it possible for him to call Capital One and ask if they can match the new one, or would I no longer be eligible since I already applied? I had somebody DM me.
Go ahead.
Well, you can. I'll just answer really quick and then go say what you're going to say, because that's really important. I had somebody DM me today asking the exact same question, and they had already called Capital One and asked, and they said, no, if you've gotten the card, we can't do anything for you. So your mileage may vary. Maybe somebody has had better options, but so far, no, I haven't heard.
Sounds like Capital One. But what I was going to say is, do you really want to? Right? We are like, oh, 75K to 100K, you get more points, but you got to spend $6,000 more dollars.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, do you really want to do that? I don't know if you really want to do that. Like, that's my opinion. Maybe you have a lot of spend, that's fine. Yeah.
How much spend you have, and also how many cards you want to add, right? Like, if you have a plan to add more cards this year within the next 6 months, basically, and you have spend that could go be better utilized elsewhere, then you don't need to get the new offer. But yeah, that's kind of what I tried to mention, like in my emails, like the return on spend is lower for this offer. So make sure you know that. But there's a lot of people out there that don't really want a ton of cards, and an extra 25,000 points. Sure.
Yeah, and that's a great point, Spencer, that you made there, to save that money for a different welcome offer. Because what if you have another elevated welcome offer and it's like another how many thousands of points, right? Maybe that's better than the extra 25,000 Capital One miles. So
Yeah.
good way
Yeah,
to
you're
think about it.
thinking you're literally, like you said, you're getting 25,000. You could think about it as being a second welcome offer of 25,000 points for another $6,000 worth of spend, which if we saw that in general, we wouldn't really like it. But since you're already getting it on top of it, it seems like, nice icing on the cake. But
Yeah.
they trick us with those all the time. That's kind of the
I
point.
I think the 75K offer is better because 10,000 is a lot of money.
Exactly. Yeah. I
You
mean,
know
it
what I
is
mean?
6 months compared to 3, which is nice. So it's like the platinum extension, but it is a
But then
lot of money. I mean, that's what, $1,500 a month, basically,
well,
something like that.
this is what they're doing. So I mean, Amex started this longer thing, which it sounds good, like where you have like more time to make the minimum spend. But what you end up doing if you like actually are organically spending on the card is you're tying up all your spend on that one card.
Yeah.
And they want you to do that because then you get used to it. Like, oh, like this is great. I'm having a good time. And like a lot of people will just continue spending on that card after the card is over. We're better than that. But I think a lot of the banks are moving towards that. Well, it is longer, but you have to spend more on the card. And so we got to just be aware of that from our own personal strategic mindset.
Exactly. And that, like I said, I think the new terms are worse for people like us that get a lot of cards. But it could be, I guess, technically a little bit better for those that don't want many. But usually they're not necessarily watching our videos. I think they watch maybe mine a little bit more than others because it's more beginner to intermediate, I guess. But yeah, very important notes there. And Nick was saying, how about asking for the 75,000 sub in lieu of the 100K? I don't think they'll do that either right now, but
Don't
Capital
do
One's
that.
not very flexible in any regard.
Yeah.
But maybe it might go away like in a month, you can go get the other one.
Yeah.
The Rewards Master, we were just talking about you, saying, hey guys, it was awesome to meet you both in Puerto Rico.
Good to meet to see you too, Rewards Master.
I
know that
was
you
great.
I think he stayed like a day after I did, so he's probably on his way home or close to being
Nice.
home now.
Yeah, all of y'all got that 5th night free.
Yeah, that's what we did 5 nights.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have any of those Hilton benefits right now. Maybe one day. Andrew Beach saying, hey fellas, good to see you live. Bilt versus Amex for Rakuten. You want to kick off, Stan? Or?
Yeah, I think Bilt is better right now for the 1-to-1 the first 6 months. I don't know if you switch to Bilt, can you switch back to Amex? I'm pretty sure you can, but just before you do that, just like check that first. It's so funny because people always say like use Rakuten for stuff. I don't know about you, Spencer, but I don't really spend a lot of money online. Maybe it's just I don't do it right. I like go to Walmart and stuff, but like other stuff too. But most of my spending is not online. If it is online, it's with Amazon. So maybe I'm just doing this wrong. But people are like, I get so much money from Rakuten and yada yada yada. I don't spend online as much as I like. I don't get enough Rakuten points back from my spend online. So maybe I don't know.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I've always been like, it amazes me how folks out there are earning like tens of thousands of points from Rakuten. I'm like, that's just not me. Like I do during the holiday season, I do all right, but that's mainly just because I'm like buying from websites I normally wouldn't, just because I'm trying to find the best deal, and then I use Rakuten and all that. It's great, but yeah, most of the time I'm not. I'm just in person shopping. I guess I really don't shop much at all.
Clipping. Like it's a coupon clipping basically. It's just online. So I don't know if people are like, oh, I see like a 20x on Nike. I'm gonna spend on Nike today.
Yeah.
Like I see 20x on Nike. I'm like, I never wanted to buy a Nike in the first place. Not that I don't like Nike. It's just an example. But like, you know what I mean? Like maybe it's just a psychology thing that some people have a way they spend more when there's like a big sale on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
I also have any friends to buy stuff for, so it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. We just need to buy stuff for each other. We can do some some back and forth methods there. Let's see here. Yuri was saying that the Sapphire or the Strata Elite is a great card, that he really likes it. Nice. Anthony said, thanks for the answer. Let's see. People were talking about the Prestige card out there. I know that the Rewards Master was talking about how he had that one. I was very jealous of that. Because that Prestige card is still
there are actually a few guys out there that at the meetup there are a few guys with Gary had one, Yuri had one too. They had Prestige cards. Like, so a lot of guys out there had the Prestige, which is before I got into the credit card game as well. So unfortunately I didn't have that either.
Let's see here. The expert saying the new Robinhood banking 100K premier tier looks competitive with Bank of America. I'm not familiar with that right now. I don't know if you are, Stan.
I am not either, but I would I don't know. So I'm I would prefer to have my money in Bank of America over Robinhood, but I can see why people would think the other way too. So there's that.
Yeah, it's almost like I feel
Yeah.
like the new age. It's like the new age thing to really like the
Yeah.
Robinhood stuff. Yeah, I don't have honestly enough information to really talk much on that right now. But um, interesting. Oh, Luke said, "What's Rakuten?" I guess we kind of just covered it, but it's basically like Stan said, like a coupon clipping site online or an extension online for every time you're doing shopping there. You can get some
Yeah.
extra rewards. Oh,
It's
that's what I was
very
gonna
good.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really good. I was gonna say, Stan, that from in my account, it looks like it's very easy for me to switch back to Amex membership rewards points. I haven't tried it
Mhm.
obviously because I'm doing the Bilt for the first 6 months.
Mm.
But I assume that you can do it. Mine literally just says like switch to MR points, like right underneath
Okay.
the Bilt one. So I think it's doable, but I haven't tried it, and maybe somebody has already tested it. I'd be really sad if I got stuck with Bilt whenever it's only 0 or 1 to
Point 5.
0.5 or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Um,
it should be fine. I know there was an issue with the cashback versus the MXMR, but I think it should be okay.
But even like I think my account, I've switched back and forth between those multiple times too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just lucky. I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Eric said Rakuten's been great for some larger expenses that I'm okay waiting for elevated offers
Mhm.
on like glasses, shoes, clothing. Yeah.
Yeah. See, maybe it's just I'm not doing it because I don't do well with coupon clipping. So I'm one of these people where, you know, I would pay, I don't want to say double, but just for the purpose of example, if I wanted something and I wanted it now, I'd pay double for it. But if I didn't want something and it was like half off, I would never pay for it.
Hmm.
Right. And like, that's how I approach consumerism. Uh, I don't naturally want a lot of things, but like when they say sale, like I almost never like look at that because like everything's always on sale, in my opinion. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of they're trying to like get you to buy it more. I don't know. This is more of a psychological, like different topic for a different day situation, but that's how I view like a lot of my shopping is just the way I would pay more for something if I really thought I would use it and use it like daily, but I
Yeah.
would never like buy something that I didn't think I need for like a lower price.
Yeah. I find myself in that trap a lot. I think everybody in this chat should probably resonate and like listen to this. It's not something that we like to
Mhm.
talk about or hear because it's really is like true. Like what these companies are doing are is very smart. There's a reason that they're
Mhm.
so wealthy and we're not in comparison. It's like
Yeah.
they're making money this way. Like one example is like for a long time in my Amazon wish list or whatever for the business, I had like a teleprompter, like an Elgato teleprompter that I was like, oh, I'll get this whenever it goes on sale. And the sale came around and I had it like in my cart. And then I was thinking, I've never once used a teleprompter. Like I don't need it. I literally just
Mhm.
put this in here because I knew it would go on sale on Black Friday. It went on sale and I almost
Mm,
bought it. And I would have just spent like $300 that I didn't need to spend. And it's just like
mm.
that. I mean, that is consumerism and honestly, this credit card game and just personal finance in general, like kind of summarized right there. You have to be really
Yeah,
careful.
you do. I mean, it's how do you make points? You must
Spend it.
spend. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like it's so like it's just a double-edged sword, like we always say.
Hmm. Boxer saying, "What's up, guys? Hope everyone's doing well. Nice to see you."
Good to see you.
Um, Man, people love Rakuten though. Let's see, Stan. So this chat, I don't see any questions I've been missing really. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit more about. Um, I kind of wanted to see like maybe your overall thoughts on like approaching 2026 now. What do you kind of
Yeah.
foresee being like the new, I guess, like go-to strategy for a lot of folks out there? Like we've talked about throughout this. I mean, it used to be this thing where you could basically get positive value from a lot of these premium travel cards, and now maybe we're going down to just like one. But when it comes to maybe
Mhm.
like hotel and airline cards or cashback versus the travel, just in general, maybe like where are you moving personally when it comes into next year?
Yeah, I think a lot of what I'm moving into is it's kind of the same theme as before, but kind of at a more higher level, like a more, I guess, quicker level. So I always am trying to move from complexity to simplicity. I just want to do that as much as I possibly can.
Hmm.
And so I'm becoming a little more, and by little I mean a lot more intentional about what I am using my cards for. And so it's no longer the time, in my opinion, where you can have a lot of different annual fee cards because they can give you value objectively. But if you add all the annual fees up and all the statement credits and all the stuff, it just becomes overwhelming. Just kind of like what we have said all along the past couple of years, but now it's on like steroids. Literally, there's
Yeah.
like so many annual fees or so many statement credits. I'm again moving more towards cashback. Those tend to be the more simple things. You pay no annual fee and you get this much cash back. I think the first time that I really saw a change was when that PayPal debit card came to my attention.
Yeah.
That
I agree.
card has revolutionized the way that I spend now on cards because it's not even a credit card yet. Every month you have to select a thing like a category, but you get 5% cash back on groceries. But
Hmm.
we all know it's groceries, Costco, Target, and Walmart. And
Hmm.
because I have my wife who has one too, we have instead of 1,000 per month, we have 2,000 per month. And it's not just groceries, it's like anything you buy at Target,
Yeah.
Walmart, or Costco, right? And so that can almost be like a 5% catch-all card if you buy a
Yeah.
lot of stuff at those places. And so just looking at the card, looking at your spend, seeing what you want to do. From your point of view, too, you asked about airline hotel cards. I think
Yeah.
those become more of a good thing to look at because flexible point currencies. There's a lot of devaluations all the time. Those premium credit cards have higher annual fees. Some have been nerfed. Some have last statement credits. You can actually get like a mid-tier card, hotel or airline that you may frequent more often. That may
Yep.
be a better deal. I know there's a lot of talk in our space about using welcome offers, like doing upgrade downgrades with these cards to your advantage. I think that's fine if you want to be more complex about it. I'm more of a simple person where I just say, hey, this is what I spend money on. I use YNAB, which is unit budget. That's how I can tell every month the categories I spend the most money in because I track every transaction for both myself and my wife, and so I know where my money's going, and I can take that credit card and use that for that category as best as I can.
Hmm.
That's where I'm going. I guess it's a long story short. I moving more towards cashback, less towards points, taking down premium cards as much as I can.
Yeah. I think I'm in the same boat as well. I don't know exactly what my setup is going to look like a year from now, honestly. I think there's a lot, obviously there's so much change that's going on, but I do find, like I said earlier, my desire towards like those cashback cards has been just steadily growing over time, at least for
Hmm.
daily spend. And the way that I kind of see um it, yeah, like being been, I guess, like the strategy for 2026 and beyond, at least in my mind right now, I need to think
Hmm.
more about it, is for a lot of folks, I think that daily setup, like you've been talking about, of like a cashback earning core is going to be
Hmm.
really powerful. Unless you need, extra points in order to make the travel happen that you want to, which is very viable, then yes, you're going to maybe need transferable currency cards and stuff like that. But it's very doable to have that cashback setup in combination with that benefit setup, like you've talked about so much in the past, which I
Hmm.
love,
Hmm.
where you can be applying for new travel credit cards, getting the welcome offers, and using those to fund your travels, while having the cash back be those daily drivers and kind of get the best of both worlds. And I do think that a lot of folks now are going to be needing to have like maybe, yeah, like you said, like that mid tier kind of go to hotel or airline card for those places that they frequent the most, just to have some broad coverage on status. And then
Hmm.
maybe you have that one premium travel credit card depending on your needs. That's kind of the route that I
Yeah.
see. And when I say premium travel, I mean transferable currency, because maybe that hotel card, you might have an Aspire as well, and that's a premium travel card. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think it's a lot more of the same. It's kind of like what I say whenever um, really anything that I do in my life is that I'm trying to do more of the same but better, and that's kind of how I'm
Sure.
approaching next year too. 1% better
Yeah.
every day with everything, including my setup.
I'm glad you brought that up actually because I forgot about the video I made about the core setup, the
Yeah.
benefits, and the bench setup. By the way, if you that are new here, that's a great video to kind of break it down to what cards are for. It's like I think it's called like the best way to like do your credit card setup or something like that. But anyways,
Hmm.
yeah, my core setup is now mostly cash back, and I think a lot of people could benefit from that mindset where it's just your spending is all cash back, and then you just have these benefits cards that has the airline or hotel benefits you're looking for specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was going to try to pull up your channel here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's just I think it's a great way to just separate out the types of credit cards into the three buckets, and then
Hmm.
you can really categorize them in that way, and it helps you really figure out what's your ultimate credit card strategy based on those three buckets.
Yeah. No, that's so great. Guys, I will ask at this point, since we're getting close to that 2 hour mark, I'd love to see if there's any final questions here that you want to ask Stan before he's parting ways with us. I hope to have Stan on a lot more in the future too. So this isn't the last time we'll be talking, of course.
No,
But
I think we do like 1 or 2 a year. We can do more than that, but I think
yeah,
even since we started, we've been doing a lot of collaboration, which has been really fun, and it's just
I
great to
know.
see each other like every year and where we're at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
which is
constant
really
check-ins.
cool.
Like we have literally like a log of all of our journeys over the past like 3 years together, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. There was a question here from Boxer saying, question for Spencer and Stan. How do you guys feel about the Fidelity card? Would you consider that cash? Would you guys consider that cashback or something else? I would definitely consider it cashback. Um, the way that I feel about that card is kind of like I made a full video on it, which surprisingly is doing it just really well. I
It's
think
great.
the reason for that is because it fits this demographic of people who want simplicity really well. So, for example, if
Mhm.
there's somebody out there that has all their retirement accounts with Fidelity, maybe they're a little bit older, they just want simplicity. They want a good, solid catch-all on a lot of things. They're not into this points and miles game as much as us. Well, they have that auto investing feature where they just put all their spend on that Fidelity 2% card. It auto
Mhm.
invests into their IRAs, their 401ks, anything, their brokerage accounts, and then they just let that grow until retirement kind of thing. I think that's really that demographic or
Mhm.
what card that demographic is for. Um, but I think it's alluring for all of us because it speaks to that whole thing of like that whenever you start to like look at compounding interest when it comes to these points and miles stuff and the cashback versus travel, the math really starts to change a lot. So I think a lot of us
Yeah.
are kind of like, well, maybe like in the back of our heads, we're like, maybe we should be investing our points and doing this whole thing. But yeah, that's my take on it. I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
I
have any
I
extra
think
thoughts?
I think it's a fantastic card. It is a very standard 2%, no
Yep.
FTFs. It's got that TSA pre-check credit too, I think, on it as well. And so it does.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's a lot of good things for this no annual fee card, right? It's just like you said, it's for a certain person that wants the ultimate simplicity, and you just like want one card, because we all know that if you just add one more card, like the City Custom Cash, it goes a long way, right?
Right.
Depending on how you use it, right? And then if you add that third card, then you have a trifecta that would work out. And so I think it's great. I think there's a lot better cashback cards out there for people who want to take it more seriously. But I
Yeah.
understand the reason why this card is very popular. And it should be there. I think it's a good base card to have because there are some 2% cashback cards out there, like the Smartly card, that doesn't give you no FTFs, right? And so
Hmm.
for this one to do it is just that's how all cards should baseline be, you
Yeah.
know, just
Yep.
2%. We could always have this whole conversation about the Chase Freedom Unlimited having 1.5 or whatever. I think 2% is a good baseline. That's why I think this card is just fantastic.
Yeah, you're not gonna I mean, it's never gonna be a card that you, I would say, like, regret adding. Like, it has what you would
Yep.
want for a just baseline card. Um, but yeah, it might be redundant depending on how far you wanna get into this game. Matthew said, "I'm thinking about applying for the Venture X. Thoughts on that?"
Hope you get $10,000.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we had that full conversation, honestly, about that offer, which I think we'd just be kinda repeating here, but overall, I think that card can be really solid if you're like a solo traveler. Just in general, I think that's still like the best like solo traveler card in the sense of like gives you the broad airport lounge access for the
Mhm.
cheapest annual fee. Pretty easy to justify with the $300 travel credit, 10,000 anniversary miles. Um, but yeah, the math starts to change a bit. Like if you're somebody that already has a premium card, like the Platinum or the Sapphire Reserve, that card becomes to me a lot less useful. Like it's just becomes basically like a really high annual fee 2X card that you can get positive value back still from, but not quite as interesting over time. But also, if you live in a place with, Capital One lounges, or you
Mhm.
travel to an airport with a Capital One lounge frequently, then you might really love keeping that card forever. So it's kind of up to you. But yeah,
Yep.
man, everybody just joined in at the last second. It seems. Anthony saying, "Let's go." Two powerful players. Great seeing you guys in Puerto
Anthony.
Rico. Let's go, Anthony. I wish I got to
Good to see you,
spend more
buddy.
time with you. But yeah, maybe for the folks that are here, since we do some insider baseball stuff on all of these lives, you may or may not be seeing Anthony on this channel very soon. So
Hmm.
take that for what
There it
it's
is.
worth.
Great to see you, and also Anthony in Puerto Rico. It was great. I
Hmm.
had a good time with, him and his wife and
Yeah,
everyone that was there. So can't say enough good
exactly.
things about Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I know. I was so pleasantly surprised by I went in with just no expectations, hoping to see what happened, and it was better than I could have even dreamed.
I was telling some of the people at the creator meetup about this. Like, I never or rarely go to the Caribbean because I'm in LA in the West Coast, so it's kind of a hike for me to get over there. So when I go
Mhm.
somewhere tropical, it's mostly like Hawaii, and Hawaii is great, but Hawaii is also like super expensive.
Yeah.
When we went to Puerto Rico, like it's still kind of the same tropical feeling, but everything is really cheap, like a lot cheaper than what I had you would expect. And so I don't know if you did this yet, but I totaled all of my like rideshare like
Yeah.
money that I
I did,
spent.
yeah.
I spent $50. Use at least 10 times. You know,
Yeah,
it's
I
insane.
know. Yeah, I think total, including, like, my one to Austin, I think I spent, like, $70 or something like that.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I didn't know this until now, but 'cause since my Sapphire Reserve just renewed, all that was wiped by the travel credit anyways, so
Oh,
pretty nice
that's
there.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even better.
It was a great time because it was again tropical, but still like very, very affordable.
Mhm, yeah. Let's hear. GDL said, "Do you think it will be safe to start investing into Robinhood Gold for the Roth IRA to get the 3%?"
I mean, I think so.
Yeah. That's, like, the best answer I could give
I
too. It's
hope
kinda
so.
yeah, exactly. It's up to your, I guess, risk tolerances. Like, technically, it might be riskier to invest
They,
with Robinhood than Fidelity, but
they are SIPC insured, right? They should be.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I hope so. But yeah, I mean, they have the Robinhood Gold tier. If you had like the card and everything, it can be really solid. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, there's so much going on in here. I want to end like right before the 2 hour mark. So we got like 4 minutes maybe, if that's all right with you, Stan. Just to I'm OCD with the numbers on
It's fine with
the
me.
thing.
Whatever you want to do.
And we'll have you back on soon. Music saying, I just got here. Did he talk about his cashback setup? We did talk quite a bit about that in this live. Unfortunately, you might have to scroll through this to see it, but I'll try to add chapters after this. I don't know how cleanly the chapters will come out, but I'll do my best. Um, let's see. Best card, Mike McGee saying best card for broad entertainment spend other than the saver. Entertainment spend. Do the Wells Fargo's
I
cards
got
cover
nothing.
that? Doesn't like the autograph cover that maybe?
The attune
Or the
does, I
attune.
think,
Yeah.
some kind of 4% situation, but I have the Smartly card, the good version, so it's 4%.
Yeah,
Which I don't
entertainment's
know
a
if
weird
that's
category.
yeah,
I don't really spend in it, so I don't really care. I'll just take 2x back personally, but
yeah. I usually do 4%. There's a step up credit on the CSR too, if that matters, but
mhm.
that's kind of
Yeah.
specific.
Anthony gave us a heart in here. Alexander, here's a question for both of us. We both have this card, the Ritz card. Is it still worth working towards getting? Stan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm very bullish about it. I love it. I think it's a great alternative to CSR at 450 annual fee, 300 travel credit, plus a priority pass that gives you Sapphire lounge access. I think it's great. That's my opinion.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, for me, it's like since I have the Sapphire Reserve, there's a lot of overlap going on, but still with an 85,000 point free night certificate,
Mhm.
the travel credit, like all that, it's easily justifiable for me, even with the Sapphire Reserve. But
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So let's see here. Maybe this is a good one to end on here from Nick saying, "How is your health, Stan? I'm new to credit card content on YouTube, and my first video I saw on your channel was your farewell video when you said you needed to bow out to focus a bit on your health."
Well,
So yeah,
thank you, Nick. Yeah, I'm sorry that I had to bow out, but I had to do it for my health. I was not feeling great, but like I was saying before, now every time I want to do YouTube, I just say go to the gym instead. And so I've been doing that for the past 5 months, and I feel better. I've lost a few pounds, and I look hopefully better too. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, we worked out at the gym in Puerto Rico, me and
yeah,
Spencer, and it was, it was great. It's a really good lifestyle shift. I think the way I'll say it is that, um, now that I'm in my late 30s, I felt my body started to be kind of break a little bit. I needed to actually take my health more seriously as I did in my 20s. And I think everyone has that time, whether it be in their early 30s or their early 40s. Like your body will eventually tell you it's like time for you to take your health seriously. And
yeah.
so that was a time 5 months ago.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being vulnerable about that. I think a lot of people, need to hear a similar message. And I'm super proud of you for taking that step. I know it's not easy. And I'm
Yeah.
glad that we get to still, have you on and get to talk to you tonight. And again, I want to do this more frequently, but I just want to say thank you, Stan, for joining us. It means a lot.
Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate you inviting me on. And it's always great to talk to all the people in the chat. And I hope one day I'll be able to one time soon, I'll be able to go back to my channel, but I probably will do more of a live stream situation to start to get my groove back on, and then we'll kind of inch our way towards long form videos. But again, appreciate it. I'll be on with you again sometime soon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good place to end off.
Yeah, absolutely. Y'all go check out Stan if you haven't yet. Get subscribed and turn on notifications to get prepared for it. And thank y'all for all the support tonight. All the super chats really mean a ton. I mean, y'all were so generous tonight, from the gifted subs from Woodsy, the $20 spot from SE. Is it SE? I already, hold on. Now I got to scroll back up because I'm going to be mad at myself if I don't see it. SER. I always get the last letter wrong. But thank y'all so much for everything tonight. And yeah, we'll be back on next Wednesday. We'll see y'all later.
Take care.